You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Hello. Welcome to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave and Ian play old games. Today we're playing one of the older games. Probably the oldest game we've done in a minute, probably. Talking about Dirty Harry for the NES. Yeah, that's a thing if you didn't know. I didn't know. And then I saw it was, and I was like, well, let's do that.
Now I know.
You said
Now I know.
You said today in our chat, I can't understand how someone saw Dirty Harry and thought we should do an NES game for this. I get
19
it.
years after the fact.
19 years after the fact.
Or even longer. When you said that leak about the Xbox 360 Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that one didn't come to be.
The franchise has held up. I mean, the Dirty Harry movies are still have always been sort of a thing. It's kind of like Die Hard films, you know. They're for a while. There was one coming out. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, I think there's like 5. I didn't
so
realize.
that game release, which was I think 1990, might have correlated with like a new movie coming out.
I think the Deadpool was the last
Deadpool.
one, and I think that came out in like 80.
Okay, well, maybe
Sure,
that's
Harry
not
gets
right
mutant
then.
powers. Love it.
But I think it is just the same thing as to say, well, this is kind of a franchise. This is kind of an iconic thing in our culture, so we're going to make a game of it. So we'll see. We'll dig into that more later.
Well, before all that, what you guys went up to?
Let me check my notes.
Click, click, click.
Click, click, click. I'm still off my anime this week.
Anime not.
Because anime not this continues. I'm going to have to name December something to do with not watching anime, I guess. Anime-mageddon. And if I watch anime, I lose. I don't know. But
That still falls under no nut no.
because I'm still trying to catch up on Handmaid's Tale. I mentioned last week I was trying to watch that again, and I'm getting closer to the point where we left off. It's just taking me a little while to get there. But we did watch a couple of movies that I wanted to bring up. Some are holiday related and some are not.
I'm glad you said that.
Why?
Because you reminded me of something I could talk about. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, I'm typing to make sure I don't leave something out. You people.
I can tell a joke while you type.
Okay.
What is
All right, I'm done typing.
What's a pirate's
All right, moving on.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R?
You'd think so, but the C be his first love.
I'm glad I walked into that. I love that. I knew I was being set up, and I wanted it. Before I talk about the movies I watched, I got in a jump on the New Year's fitness. You know, everyone gets all in the mood to get into shape.
Yeah, I'm in that mood now. So
I got a treadmill.
I'm more in the binge mood,
Right.
with the intention of losing weight in January.
I've been back in
We'll
binge
see.
mode for a while. I have not been taking care of myself diet-wise, but I did get a treadmill. So I've been
Cool.
walking
That's
again
awesome.
Nice.
in my office. I almost killed myself on it the other day.
Not as
it's
awesome.
It's one of those that goes under the bed. Like it doesn't have rails to hold on to.
Oh.
And you just got to keep your balance and walk on it like, you know, you would walk down the sidewalk or something, but it's not that easy. I did okay until my foot came off of it. I kind of drifted to the left. And I didn't realize it. My foot came off it. And I'm still nimble enough to catch myself and
Good.
prevent an injury. But that was like the first day. I've gotten accustomed to it since. So hopefully I will remain upright and alive so I can continue hosting the show, because that's all I do now.
I'm glad that's the only thing you're living
Same.
for.
That's all I'm living for.
Sorry, Henry.
And then I had the fucking best. So I, as you both know, I play Overwatch, and I can't. It's a dragon I've been chasing since 2016. I hate it, but I love it, and I hate that I love it. But
Blizzard.
It's Blizzard for you, and I can't help it.
Diablo that way.
I play a lot. I'm not good. I have terrible aim, terrible game sense, terrible positioning, but I have a good time with it, and I've become.
It's like sex.
Exactly. And I've become fairly adept with most of the heroes in that game, because I play the mystery heroes version of it, where every time you die, you get assigned a different hero, and you just got to step in and
I like that.
do it.
I
And
like
it's
that a lot.
the most fun I ever have. I like playing the standard mode where I pick a hero and I can stay that hero. But mystery heroes is more entertaining, and it's also like, it's kind of like the appeal of listening to the radio. You don't really know what the song is coming on next, but sometimes the DJ will get into
Dragons.
we'll get into a groove, and every song he plays just hits right, and that's the dragon I've been
The
chasing.
pizza grease was just right on the stick.
Exactly.
Holes. I need holes.
So I was playing last night in a Mystery Heroes match, and lately it's been just more often than not, especially in the evenings, it's just a stomping. Like, I play by myself. I don't team up with other people. And 9 times out of 10, I get put with 5 other random people, and then we get put against a team that's out there that's like a fucking platinum contenders,
They all
that
live
have
together.
nothing better to do than to get in and fuck with people who are not as good as them.
They all work at an ISP together.
Probably something akin to that. God, I hate people like that. Anyway,
Who are these? Who is this Prodigy clan? Who are these AOL guys?
so a lot of times it's just a stomping, but sometimes the stars align just right, and I get into the zone, and I get into
do
the
the
zone
stomping.
where I am not necessarily playing at my best, but I'm zen.
Yeah.
And I have this awareness of what's going on around me in the game to where I cannot be defeated. And then on top of that, occasionally in a Mystery Heroes match, our team gets an amazing role, and everyone gets put into the correct position for their particular mentality. So, I'll be given
Ka.
it's Ka, and we
Yes.
I'll make that joke.
we become Katet, and our Kef is aligned, and everything goes well.
Can't ask
Scott
more
Pilgrim
of that.
game part 2 is going to take a turn.
Last night, I got into this mode where I didn't care if I won or lost. I was just in it to have some fun and play, and I never get there. I'm so neurotic about it, and I always get so bent out of shape about it. Last night, I was like, fuck it. So we get into this match, and it was so much fun because I was laughing my ass off out loud at what was going on in this match. And Tanya looked over at me like I was insane. I was just cackling because at one point the match starts, and it's obviously this is a team against us. So it's one of the matches where you escort a payload, but the other team has to get to the payload first, and then they can start walking it to the end of the map. And every time they get to an objective, it adds 3 minutes to the timer for them to be able to do it, right? We go, they just walk through us. They just destroy us and get immediately to the payload. And I get respawn back at spawn point, and I walk up, and Reinhardt is the great big guy with the shield.
Uh-huh.
He swings a hammer, and he also has like a fire attack that he can like swoop and shoot a big fireball out ahead of him. I walk up to where the payload's at. They've captured the payload. It's getting ready to start moving. I walk up. He's the only one there, and he's standing on the payload with his shield up. And so I just walk up into the middle of the street and stop and stare at him. I don't shoot at him. I don't do anything. I don't put up I got assigned May, the ice one, that she can put up an ice wall and she can freeze him, whatever. I don't do anything. I just watch. And he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. And I simply turn my back to him and walk back to spawn and pick up the rest of my team. And then I turn around. I don't walk all the way back to spawn. I just turn around. And then I turn around and go back and get back into the fight because someone pops in and I start fighting. And I'm kind of taken out. I took out a couple of them, whatever. Then they got me again. And now they're just moving the payload. Everyone on my team, they're not waiting for it to group up. They're just running out one at a time. They go and they just are getting killed one right after the other. They get the payload almost all the way to the end. I mean, I shit you not, they are a centimeter away from getting the payload to the end. And one of their guys runs up to me as Roadhog, and he starts hitting me with the ult. And I'm playing as Orisa, which is like this big tank. Tries to knock me off the edge of the map, but doesn't succeed. And he gets so crazy about it, he forgets about the payload and starts going and trying to kill my other teammates. They try to run up to the door of our spawn so they can just kill us as we're coming out. And the payload stops moving. So I run. He does not knock me off. I manage to defend, and he doesn't knock me off. I go around and start standing next to the payload, and then I kill him and his buddies from behind. And now they have to come back to try to move the payload. And now they're way on the other side of the map. At this point, the rest of my team spawns healers. So it's me and like 4 healers. And there's still like almost 6 full minutes left in this game. And then I get good. They come at me and I just start murdering them. And I'm hiding behind the payload and I'm dodging and weaving and they cannot get me. And I cannot be killed because I've got 4 healers focused on me. And I just annihilating them and pushing them back and pushing them back. I held this team off for almost 6 full minutes. I got killed one more time, came back into the game. By that point, it was in overtime, meaning the time had elapsed. And now all we had to do was get him away from the payload long enough for the overtime clock to just drop down, and then the game ends and we win.
Oh.
I just jump back in the fray, and I'm Widowmaker, who's a sniper. Mm-hmm. I don't even have time for that shit. I run up to the payload and just start using her automatic, start killing them again. They don't know what the fuck is going on. Eventually, we win. We won this match, and I was screaming with laughter this whole time because I could not believe I was still alive. Despite the fact that I had all these healers working me, I was getting fucking pounded upon, and I thought for sure this was going to end at any point. But it got to the point where I didn't care if we lost,
right?
Because I had held them off for so long, and it was just super funny.
You already had a victory. I mean,
early on. They knew they were going to win. They knew it, and they lost, and it was joy. It was absolute joy. And I have
the turtle.
What?
Tortoise in the hair?
Tortoise in the hair.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you. Tortoise in the
Slow
hair.
And steady wins the race. If anyone wants to watch the replay of this match,
you've got it.
The code is.
Can we put it in the show notes?
You can put the code in the show notes. If you have Overwatch, you can just jump in and go and load up a replay using this code.
Oh, okay.
It'll play my game. It gives you like a third-person ability to just fly around as you wish. My gamer tag is Orumaito. Orumaito. It's spelled just like it sounds. And if you want to like toggle until you are first person behind from my view, you can see how I saw everything.
Okay, cool.
The code for this, if you are interested in watching, is RJ V as in Victor RXJ. Put that code in. It's in the show notes. Put that code in if you want to see it.
20% off your order.
And you'll get nothing but fully entertained by how. And imagine me just laughing my ass off about.
I was going to ask if it captures.
I didn't have any mic on at the time, but just imagine about, I don't know, with about 2 to 3 minutes left in the match, imagine me just not being able. There are times where you can actually see me waver. Like I'm going to shoot something, you can see my like reticle waver because I'm like laughing so hard I can't aim. So anyway, that's the code if y'all want to watch this. And I didn't mean for that to go on as long as it did, but
I heard the doom music kicked in for me in my head while you were telling the story. So
it was good. It was a lot of fun. And if you want to know why I keep playing Overwatch, there's the reason.
Stuff like that.
It's shit like that because it's rare, but when it happens, it makes me realize why I love this game so much. Anyway, back to what I watched this week. There's a new movie on Netflix called Leave the World Behind.
Yeah.
It's got Julia Roberts.
Okay.
And
I know her.
Yeah, she was in Hook.
She was in Hook. I forgot about
Yes.
that. Don't know
By
how-
herself.
right?
Ethan Hawke is in this.
Not from Hook.
Not from Hook. This is a movie, a brand new movie on Netflix. Well, it's relatively
I did
new.
watch that horror movie with him in it.
The Purge, Sinister.
Sinister.
Yeah, Sinister's good. It's disturbing, but it's pretty good. Basically, they rent an Airbnb to get away from it all for the weekend, and chaos ensues. I don't want to say anything about it. It was a very good movie. It was a very tough watch in places. It's just hard to watch.
Is it what kind of movie is it?
End of the world type stuff.
Okay.
Apocalypse kind of thing, which I probably spoiled a lot, but it's an excellent movie, but it's a tough watch. 4 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out. We watched another movie called, strangely enough, this is not the kind of movie we usually watch, but it ended up on the TV, and Tanya and I both very much enjoyed it. I think it's from about a year ago, called Mafia Mama.
Oh, yeah. I heard about this
Toni
movie.
Collette.
Yeah.
Playing as a woman whose grandfather dies and leaves his mafioso empire to her.
Yeah.
To run. And it's actually her in an upbeat, funny, comedy, positive role, which is rare for Toni Collette these days. She usually plays very dark roles.
Right.
I found it to be charming.
It's not the sequel to Hereditary.
Yeah, and it's kind of not at all.
That'd be great.
Hereditary Part 2, Mafia Mama. It's not. It's kind of a chick.
Batman's Mafia Mama.
It's kind of a chick flick. It's a little bit of a. It's got a little bit of the romancy kind of stuff in it, but I very much enjoyed it, and it's a good Sunday afternoon watch. If anyone's interested, I'm giving that one 3 stars. Wisdom Sage says check it out. Next up on my list this week is a movie called Santa's Sleigh, spelled S-L-A-Y, starring Goldberg, and he plays Santa.
We saw that at your house, didn't we, Dave? Like in Lexington?
It's an older movie.
Yeah, I vaguely recall that.
Hilarious. It's so bad, but it's great
Yeah.
in its awfulness.
I feel like I'm trying to remember if that was a Riff Tracks thing or not, because
it may have been,
or maybe it was just on.
because I vaguely remember watching it at your Lexington apartment.
Yeah.
He plays Santa, who it turns out the whole point of Santa was that he was cursed. He lost a bet. He lost a wager and ended up having to be Santa for 1,000 years. And now the 1,000 years is up, and he has come back to seek his revenge. We watched it the other day on a goof. I think it was on Shudder. God, it was fucking awful, and I loved every minute of it. It made me so happy. So Santa's
And
Sleigh.
with Bill Goldberg, it has to be good.
Yeah, right. Last but not least on my list of shit that I've watched this week is a movie called All Is Bright. This one's about 10 years old. It's got Paul Giamatti and Paul Rudd in it about a couple of guys who it's a Paul fest. About a couple of guys from Canada who take some Christmas trees down to New York City to sell them. New York City, and it's a heartwarming. It's a very feel good, heartwarming movie. It's not like my usual fare. It's not horror or action. It's just it's a good holiday movie. Made me cry a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you're in the mood for that, All Is Bright, 4 stars was insane. Just check it out. And the last thing I want to mention, Dave and I very briefly discussed this today.
Yeah.
The trailer for the new Beverly Hills Cop movie dropped today. Axel F is the title of the movie. It comes out next summer, which I think is cool that the movie is called Axel F because the song from the movie, dum 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 dum, that's called Axel F.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's back
In POG form.
in Beverly Hills Cop form. We got all the old favorites in there. The most of the people that are still alive are in the movie. Judge Reinhold is in it. The guy that played his friend there, Paul, another Paul
F. Tompkins.
Nope,
Man, that's
the one from Mad About You. Paul Reiser is in
Paul
it.
Reiser.
Who he was in the originals as well.
Kramer's next door neighbor, across the hall neighbor.
Yep.
Oh,
Sublitter.
Something like that. I'm trying to remember where. I thought he was in the apartment Jerry was in before Jerry moved in.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch Seinfeld very religiously. But I'm excited because Beverly Hills Cop are some of my favorite movies. I was hoping and praying that there was a Beverly Hills Cop video game for classic consoles, but there is not. Alas, there is not.
That strikes me as very odd.
It is very odd that there was not a Beverly Hills
I thought
Cop.
about
Because if
looking
they
that
did
too.
Dirty Harry, surely the fuck they're going to do Beverly Hills Cop. At least something.
Basically the same game.
If you run out of bananas, you got to reset.
But anyway, alas, there was no NES or Super NES game for those movies. But if you are feeling froggy, watch Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Beverly Hills Cop 3 for a good time. Call Axel F in 2024. You're gonna love it. Or you're not. I don't care. But I am always going to be a huge fan of the Beverly Hills Cop movies. I'm so pumped. This is, it kind of fell into one of those things where it's like, do we really need it? No, we don't. But I'm glad we're getting it because this is one of those that really made an impact on me. And I was I still am really such a huge Eddie Murphy fan that it's nice to see him kind of getting back to some of his roots and some of the stuff that's not necessarily, and I have nothing against him doing the family films and the comedies and stuff. He's a funny dude and he's a great guy.
Pluto Nash.
Yeah, Pluto Nash, easily his greatest movie.
There's a Pluto Nash video game. It has to be.
He was going to be in Ghostbusters and couldn't.
Yeah.
And I want to say it's because of Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
That he couldn't be. It was either that or 48 Hours. I want to say, but
As interesting as much as I would like to see the movie with Eddie Murphy, it's almost one of those where it's like, I'm glad Eddie Murphy wasn't in Ghostbusters because
no.
that would have been. I feel like that would have fundamentally changed.
Oh yeah, too much pull toward Eddie
would
Murphy.
have
He
been,
would've changed.
and I think that may have been
He
part
would
of
have
the
Steve Urkel
problem.
did.
Yeah,
I think that was going to be part of the problem is that I don't think he was going to be happy with a sort of a supporting role. This was Ernie Hudson, right? That played in it originally, who just nailed it. He is so fucking right for that role. And I just love Ernie Hudson anyway.
There's no way Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy would have gotten along.
Yeah,
I feel like that would have gone real bad.
I don't know if that's the case or not. I know that Bill Murray and Chevy Chase did not get along.
No one, Chevy Chase and everyone don't get along.
Right, exactly.
I want the John Belushi, Eddie Murphy version of Ghostbusters. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Not saying it should be the Ghostbusters, but I just want to see how different that movie
And John
would have
Candy
been
somewhere in there.
if
As
those,
Slimer.
There's one other thing I wanted to mention, and I apologize for taking up everyone's time this evening.
Ghostbusters, but it's the cast of WKRP in Cincinnati.
I never watched that. Nikki loved it, but I never really watched it.
Of what?
WK.
Oh God, I love that show. Oh, the humanity. I did want to say one more thing. I know I said that 4 times now. Rest in peace, Andre Braugher.
Yeah, God,
Andre
man.
Braugher passed away. He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was
Captain
in
Holt.
Glory.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
He was one of my faves.
61.
There's been very few things
What
I've
happened?
seen him in. I
No
don't
one
know
really
yet.
knows.
They
They said brief
said.
illness.
Yeah, a brief illness is
Wow.
all his family said. Was
Holy
they didn't
shit.
elaborate, but I really like the guy. I very rarely saw him in something where I wasn't like, ooh, this is probably going to be pretty good because
Yeah.
he's in it. I just wanted to shout that out, just to rest in peace for him, because I feel like we've lost somebody very important to the community, to the acting community here, because he always brought it 100%. There was never anything I saw him in that he wasn't just super convincing. The first thing I ever saw him in was his first movie, which was Glory, with Denzel Washington. If you haven't seen Glory, you need to fucking watch it. I think it should be required for children in school when learning about the Civil War. I think it should be a required viewing. But anyway,
I think Captain Holt is one of the best characters in sitcom history.
yeah,
Like,
agreed.
hands down.
Agreed. Okay.
That was the sound of John texting all of us.
John is on his way, but he's going to be here later, so maybe not even till the second half. We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Glad we didn't wait, John. I'm messing with you, buddy. I hope your son's performance Christmas show went well. I have one of those. Ooh, shit! I got one of those to go to next week. I'm glad that happened because I would have forgotten, and I don't know if I would have been reminded about that. Like a passive aggressive. Oh, you didn't remember? I told you about it several months ago.
I hope there's a Wolverine at Henry's. I hope that kid just goes to every school performance dressed as Wolverine.
So I've talked for 20 minutes. How about somebody else talk for a while?
Dave, what you
Okay.
up to?
Just reading / listening to Wizard and Glass.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm about 3/4 of the way through that. So
Are you enjoying it?
I am.
Good.
Yeah, I am. I want to see how it ends, though.
Yep.
I know I will
Yep.
say that it gets to that point where it's like, all right, dude, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drags that one out
yes. I mean,
a lot.
yeah.
I admit, having said how much I love that book 100 times in the past, he drags it out too long. You're absolutely right.
I am enjoying it, but knowing. I shouldn't say knowing. I am enjoying it, but getting the feeling. But since this is something that's happened before the other books, I kind of get the feeling that some of it is important and is going to come back up. But I also get the feeling that maybe a lot of it isn't. So I don't know. That's the rational part of my brain is like, man, how much of this do you need to absorb, and how much of it can you not?
It's like you want to raise your hand in class.
Is this going to
be on the test?
Yeah, but I am enjoying it. It is. I think prequels are very hard because it's one of those where it's like, well, you kind of know. I know where it ends, but I don't know how it happens. You know what I mean? I know how it ends, but I don't know how that happens. And it's kind of like, and my favorite still so far is the drawing of the three. And one of the reasons is because I really honestly had no fucking clue where that story was going. I really didn't. Really didn't. And it was all just like twist after twist after twist. And it's like, holy shit. I don't know who's going to live. I don't know how this is going to resolve. Like my brain is like, I don't know. He's probably going to do it, but I don't know how he's going to do it. So that one felt like a magic trick almost,
sure.
you know?
And I understand because you know pretty much who survives Wizard and Glass.
Yeah. Right. It's been mentioned several times.
Yeah.
He does not survive.
Right.
Wizard
When
and
he
Glass.
meets Sheb in
Right.
Tull.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do think that's really cool. Like all like the tiebacks to the other books is really nice. It gives us like a real rich feeling to it.
I do like how Stephen King, of all people, feels the need to put an argument at the beginning of every book where he summarizes what's happened up till now, because he knows it's been like 6 years since the last book, previously on The Dark Tower. But second of all, he'll always put something like, I felt like I need to do this because ... And I'm like, you're Stephen King. You can do whatever the fuck you want. No one's gonna stop buying your books because of you decided to write a prequel to the in the middle of this saga. But I just got through the Jake's part in the Wastelands.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten. I keep getting reminded just how intense that fucking book, how some of these parts are.
Yeah.
Just like, I already know everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm still like biting at the bit to see what happens next because it's just that good.
You're moving along in a good clip.
I am, yeah. Yesterday was nice. The last 2 days were real nice because I've had to go for work. I've had to go to a hospital to sit in on meetings as a rep, but I didn't have to do anything. I just had to actually be present in case an IT question came up, and it was like a 45-minute drive both ways. So, or each way. So I got to chunk through it yesterday. And
That's nice.
For the last 2 days, I've gotten like a good solid 3 hours of just nonstop listening in the car.
Yeah.
So that's been great.
And I just got done with Roland v. Court. Best part of that.
That's a
book.
great scene. That's a fantastic scene. I love that.
David.
That was
What's your weapon, maggot?
My weapon is
choose
David.
yeah. That was that moment in that book was where it was like I was multitasking when listening to it. And then it was like,
Hold up.
yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and listen until this bit is done.
Dave, are you praying? Sort of.
There are, but I mean, I am enjoying it. I am enjoying Wizard and Glass. There are, even though I just said I kind of know
Right.
what happens, there are parts that I definitely don't. Like I want to know what happens to the big coffin hunters. Like I want to see how that all resolves. I want to see what happens to Rhea. I want to, all the villains. I want to see what happens. What happens with them?
Grapefruit.
So yeah,
The how is always sometimes, or is I should say, is sometimes as interesting as the what and the why. It's like, okay, what happened to Cuthbert? I cannot say.
Nope.
it is
never.
fucked up. But now to me, it is Cuthbert.
Yeah, he's gotten that kind of hammered in now on me. But if I read it, I'm never going to be able to read it as Cuthbert. It's always going to be Cuthbert.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's I don't know if it's like one of those.
Phonetically in Deities and Demigods, it is Cuthbert.
I was wondering if it's one of those things that he does on purpose that's like just slightly different in Midworld as opposed to what we would.
I looked up how does Stephen King pronounce Cuthbert?
Yeah.
And the answer, I didn't do a big search on it. I was just like, the first answer Google popped up was like, I trust it. It's fine. Was just said that he's never publicly said how it's pronounced. And it's like, okay. Because it's to me now, it's fucking Cuthbert. And I know what's going to happen is I'm going to start this next book that's not narrated by Frank Muller, and they're going to say Cuthbert or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
Charles Goodell says Cuthbert in The Gunslinger, so yeah, if he goes back, then it's going to be Cuthbert again.
so, well, I'll just steel myself for that because I already had to get over it once that it was, okay, I've accepted it's Cuthbert. And when it goes back, it's going to be like, fucking, okay.
Now I got to get used to it again. Yeah.
Who are you talking about? I'm so confused.
Well, I always said, reading the books, I was always Cuthbert and Elaine. But then Charles Goodell says Alan. So
How is it
that's always
spelled?
drawing for me.
Alain.
Yep.
Is it really? Because I never would have guessed that from the way Frank Muller, because he says Alen.
Yeah, it's Alain is how it's spelled, and I always read it.
I like
in
Elaine better than Alan.
I always read it as Elaine.
Yep.
Like the sound of Elaine only Elaine.
Jerry's girlfriend.
Right.
At a time. At one time.
One time. Former girlfriend.
Yeah. So that's really honestly been taking up a lot of my time because I'm enjoying it. So a lot of times, and I don't I don't play games and listen to it. When I listen to it at home, I'm just kind of like listening to
Like
it.
staring at the wall,
Yep.
eating.
Typically, yeah. Like at lunch, when I come home for lunch,
Yeah.
I'll play it on my Bluetooth speaker while I eat, and then pick it back up when I get in the car and drive
Yep.
to work. So
I burned through 10 hours at least of the Wheel of Time farming Inferno in Diablo 3.
I could see doing something like
Yeah.
mindless in a video game.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see doing that. Other than that, Henry had his birthday party at the Vertical Jump Park.
Yeah?
And that was
Good
fun.
shit.
Yeah, he enjoyed that.
Did you jump?
No. We only had passes for like 8 kids, so
Gotcha.
anything up more than that, had to pay, and I don't want to go jump.
There's a really good scene in Bad Moms Christmas with
Yeah?
Mila Kunis where they go to a jump park like that.
Yeah?
And they all get they're all drunk and they're jumping around and stuff. It's
Now, if
fun.
I were drunk, I could totally see jumping, but outside of that, I watched him jump. I took video of him
Well,
jumping.
there you go.
We've been putting together a model F-16 that he
cool.
got for his birthday. Because he's real big into
the airplanes.
the aviation stuff now. So.
Still playing that game that has the Eagles.
War Thunder.
War
yeah.
Thunder, yeah.
He's still all about that.
Did he get any Eagles for his birthday?
We got Microsoft Space Bucks that got converted
I
into.
gotcha. Here's some
War
money.
Eagles.
Blow it all in
Yeah,
one place.
when he opened it immediately, he was like, I know what I'm getting with this. And I was like, I know what you're getting with that too.
Right.
$25 worth of video game currency that you're going to spend immediately.
Yes. That's what's fun about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's nice to, you're right. That is what's fun about it. Other than that, I've watched Elf for the first time in my life.
Not my favorite.
It's pretty okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
But I've seen it enough. I saw it once and then I saw it again and I'm good.
I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah. It's one you should watch, but it's not in my top. But
I saw bits and pieces of it. So I'd already, I guess, seen a lot of it, just not in the right order.
yeah.
Or longer than like 5-minute increments. I feel like if you worked retail at all ever in your life, you've seen a little bit of Elf at least.
That or if you've waited tables, you've seen Waiting.
Right.
It's like the two, yeah, I get it.
If you worked in a restaurant, you've seen The Bear. So, yeah.
I'd like to watch The Bear. I've heard it's really good.
It is. It's good, but I can't do it.
Hit too close to home.
Oh, it gives me anxiety just like
Oh.
it did back then when I was living that. It just, I can't.
Tanya,
It's like, man, this is so good. It's so much like it. It's too good.
I don't wanna
It's
be
too
in
much
this.
like it.
I
I'm
left
going
this
back
for a reason.
Why I left. Yep.
Tanya was the same way about Waiting. The one with Ryan Reynolds. It's an older movie, but she was that way. She's like, I can't. It's just too real. It's too much like the real thing. And I'm
Dane
like,
Cook?
and then I was like, no, please tell me that's not true. And she's like, it is. I'm like,
Yeah, it is.
gross. There's so much gross.
Yeah. I saw that one once, and I liked it okay.
Yeah, it was good. It's a little dated. It came on the other
sure
day,
it
and we were
is.
watching it, and I'm like, "That's Deadpool," and he is 12. It's like, I mean, I actually saw him in a show when he was 12. What was that show? It was some Canadian thing. Oh no, actually, the show was called 13, and I think he was the youngest one in it, but he was just like 10 or 11 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
The closest experience I guess I've ever had to waiting was when Ramon and I both worked at Huddle House in college. And I don't know if it wasn't me. I don't know if it was Ramon that walked in on it or not. It might have been. Walked into the walk-in cooler to one of our friends who was a server. I mean, getting an all-out sloppy blowjob from the gross waitress, like leaned back on the produce boxes, like
He was or she was?
he was.
He was. Let's say, yeah, I'm trying to visualize this, and I need to know who was leaning back on the
So
produce
his foot was up on the third shelf,
Right.
you see.
Yeah.
She was leaned back on the produce boxes.
Okay, now, and how gross?
I mean, the dichotomy was like, dude, what are you doing?
How gross for someone who
And
has
it's
low
not like
standards.
she was like she was also just like mean. So
Okay.
I mean, how mean
might
could
have
she
been it.
be?
I mean, her last name
sucking
was
his dick.
Dong, though. So
Sounds pretty nice to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's all
She
about
seems
context.
Other than that, man, just playing Final Fantasy 14 when I can, but that's really just kind of a weekend thing of recent. So looking forward to some time off.
Girl, same.
Real bad. I'm
Gotta
looking for
get
some
through.
time off.
I got to get through tomorrow and 4 days next week.
4 days next week, you lucky dog.
We're off on
I
Friday
got
because of
5
Christmas Eve.
That's nice.
So we get Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, but Christmas Eve and Christmas Day happen on a weekend this
Right,
year.
right.
So we get the Friday and then the 26th off.
That's awesome.
23rd and the 26th. So yeah, I'm pumped about it. So I got to get through 4 days next week, and then I don't go back to work until like January the 3rd.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to be my usual self and dread the fact that the vacation will eventually end and try to actually enjoy myself this time around.
Yeah. Me too.
I did hear from my dad. He said he was not going to be able to come up this year for Christmas. Apparently, he fell again.
oh shit.
This was just the other day. He fell in the kitchen, knocked himself out again.
Yikes.
Didn't have to go to the hospital this time. Apparently, the EMTs cleared him to stay home, but he's too unfamiliar places are probably not the best idea, and we're all a little heartbroken about it. I wish I could go down there, but I just don't see the logistics. We had been kind of counting on them to come up this
Right,
year,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't think logistically we're going to be able to make that happen. So now we're going on like almost 3 years that I haven't like been in my dad's physical presence. Just because of COVID, and then he hurt himself, and then he hurt himself again, and he's okay, but I just kind of, shot some stuff down for our plans this year. But anyway, on that light note, what have you been up to, Tyler?
Melissa and I did start a new show. We got through the first season of it.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
We love it. We love it, love it, love it. It's hard for me to introduce her to a show, and she immediately like, God, this is great. But The Righteous Gemstone.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad.
It's so good.
I am
It's
so glad
good.
you're watching it. I've tried to tell everyone to watch
Yeah.
that show. It gets better. It gets better. It like just keeps getting better.
Yeah,
I
God,
love
it's
it.
so. I already quote Judy to her all the time because there's a part where they do like a flashback to where they're kids, and the older brother's getting in trouble, and the younger sister sneaks down the stairs and is listening to him get chewed out. Like, Judy, why are you down here? I love watching Jesse get in trouble. It makes my bird twitch. So I'm always asking Melissa, I make your bird twitch.
It is such. I am.
She talking about her privates. God damn it.
I'm thrilled that you are watching this show. I cannot wait to hear.
Yeah, we just started
more.
season 2 last night.
Okay.
I had to stop halfway because I was too tired.
It's only like four.
Three
I think
seasons.
3 seasons total.
Fourth is on the way.
It goes too fast. It really does. And the third season, I think I mentioned this on the show before. The third season just has a moment of pure joy, and I cannot wait for you to get there.
Well, I already
cannot
love
wait
Baby
for it.
Billy too.
Walton Goggin is
That's
one
amazing.
of my favorite actors in all of movie history, and he is spot on perfect in this
He is.
show.
Oh man, he's the perfect
Walton Goggin.
like pre-televangelist douchebag.
God, he's so good. He was in Justified and several things.
He's in the new Fallout show too. I saw.
Oh, is he? Sweet. Well, I'm definitely going to watch it then. I was on the fence. Now I'm not.
Yeah, I watched that Fallout trailer, and and man, I was not on board until they started showing like comedic actors in it, and then I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of supposed to look like this then. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure about it. I don't know. I'm not as hyped for it as I am Axel F. So
Me neither.
because that trailer's I felt like that was a good trailer.
It was a great trailer.
But maybe it's because of my age.
It could be like that fan service that
Yeah. Oh, it's
that
definitely
moment of
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna watch it and be like, hey, it was okay. It was fine.
Maybe.
It wasn't
Yeah.
as good as the other
Maybe.
ones, but it was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, cool. Fucking Righteous Gemstones.
I want to
brother.
watch that. Yeah.
I
think-
recommend high 4 stars. Wisdom Sage says
Yeah.
check it out.
I was gonna get that Max Black Friday deal because it was like a ridiculously low amount per month. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this. And I got as far as getting onto the site to sign up, and then it was like, what, ads? They have an ad. They have an ad plan.
Yeah.
I was like, never mind. I can't, man. I fucking cannot.
get it.
I'm a spoiled boy.
I get
Can't
it.
do it.
Understand.
We have HBO in we've got YouTube TV
Yeah.
and we have HBO. And when you have HBO, you get
it.
max access for nothing. So
Yeah.
I
I just bought
there's
it.
nothing
but
extra.
I bought it long enough to get through Righteous Gemstones, and I'll just.
Yeah, I might do that
Unsubscribe.
too. But honestly, what I think I'm going to do is cancel Paramount Plus because I honestly can't remember what I watched last on it. Well, it might have been like Cliffhanger or something. I don't know. I think I watched something for the show on it.
We watch Paranormal Activities on there a lot, the Paranormal Activity movies, and of course all the Star Trek is on there, which is
Oh,
obviously
right.
my jam.
Yeah.
But we also get it. It's included with my
That's my
cell phone
event, too.
package, so
Oh.
I can just have it. I pay an extra $2 or $3 a month to have the ad-free option, but they cover the biggest part of that. So I don't feel as bad about not watching it
Right.
because I don't have to pay as much to have it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, Ian, didn't you get a special draft request?
I did. Our good friend Kana requested in the Discord that we do a draft of Christmas songs. And I, without hesitation, promised her that we would do that. So we're going to do a draft of Christmas songs. I also
Okay.
brought snacks,
Okay.
which we can eat after the draft, or if you want to go into a third segment tonight, we can, but it's just snacks. So
Okay.
it's nothing special.
I'm okay to do snacks whenever.
Let's do it after the draft.
Okay.
After we burn up all of our energy on a draft, we can replenish
Right.
said energy with snacks.
Right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Dave, you can pick two numbers,
2 and 5.
2 and 5. Ian,
1 and 4.
1 and 4. 1. Ian.
Last Christmas by Wham.
Good pick. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good
Good
answer.
answer. I'd like to have This is an actual draft.
So Ian, me, Dave. Last Christmas.
And I promise I won't play Last Christmas as the transition and Whamageddon everyone out of existence. I promise I will not do that. I thought about doing that last year, and I thought better of it.
You could do a cover.
I could. Actually, I already know what I'm going to do for this week's transition, so you just have to wait and see.
Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
That was going to be my number 2.
That was going to be, either my 1 or 2, depending on how it played out.
Everybody shits on that song, but it's a great song.
Yeah.
I
like
love
it.
that song.
Yeah. I
Makes her
like
$2
it.
million a year for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's fun to joke about. But yeah, I like it. I think what I like about it is that I've lived in a time where an honest to God Christmas classic was written and
Yeah.
performed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because everything else seems like it's much older than that.
Yep.
And it's like, well, this one, I was alive when this one was new.
COVID, 9/11, and Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
I mean, yeah.
I have to do a little. There's titles of songs that I know, but I want to make sure I have the titles right. So bear with me while you guys continue.
I'll do Jingle Bell Rock.
Good shit.
So what that? What, after 65 years finally hit number 1?
I don't know.
Is that Is that what I'm thinking of? Whoever.
This one goes jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle
right.
bell rock.
I can't think of what it's that or I'll have to
What's
think
the
about
question? I'm sorry.
Something that was written 65 years ago finally hit number one, a Christmas song, and the woman's still alive. She recorded it when she was 13, and then it just now hit number one.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know that one.
Back around to you, Ian.
My second pick is Good King Wenceslas. I love that song.
I don't know what it's called, but the one the Trans-Siberian Orchestra does.
Yeah.
It's the Nutcracker.
Oh, okay.
Dum-ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Is that the one you're talking about? No, because that's
the
one of the ones they
Electric
do.
Light
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
That's Carol of the Bells.
Yeah.
Yes, Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells.
Yes.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Carol of the Bells.
I'll go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He had a very shiny nose.
Excellent. Ian, number 3.
Yes. One moment while I.
It's got its own cartoon or stop motion animation. Rudolph does.
Oh yeah, it does.
Rankin and Bass. I'm just saying words.
There's a song.
Yeah, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's the one.
Yep.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Brenda Lee when she was 13 in 1958. And it just hit number one.
Thanks to Home Alone, right?
Probably. I was going to say probably thanks to Home Alone.
Isn't it? That's in Home Alone, right? That's the song that's playing when he's got all the cardboard
Yes.
cutouts and stuff.
Yes. Absolutely. The version Silent Night is the one I'm picking, but there's a specific version that came out like in the last 10 years or so. It's like a really quiet, slow, bass heavy kind of like it's got kind of it's sung by a woman who. Her name eludes me. I can't remember who sings it, but that version of Silent Night is what I was getting at.
Ashley Simpson is who you're thinking of. I'm pretty sure.
It's not Ashley Simpson.
Simpson's Silent Night.
It's
Did she perform Silent Night?
Probably.
I'm about to say, is this like a pop culture black hole in my
who's the woman that does the poor animal commercials?
Sarah McLachlan?
It's not Sarah McLachlan, is it?
Then I don't know. Because doesn't she do the In the Eyes of an Angel?
Maybe it's Sarah McLachlan.
I mean, I don't. Where's John?
I wish John were here to answer this
John?
question.
We'll ask him when he gets here. He'll be
You're
confused.
late.
It'll be great.
It'll come to me at some point in the middle of
On
the
your way
Dirty
home.
Harry part, and
Yeah.
I'll scream it out, and you'll be like, God, what?
My number 3, I guess I'm going to pick Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Good pick.
Dave, number 3.
I'll do a part 2, I guess, to my Rankin Bass, and go with Frosty the Snowman.
Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
It's a good one to
And
sing
the
with
Joker
kids.
got away.
Kids
Yeah.
love it. Yeah, and there's versions. There's the Batman
Yeah, yeah.
Smells version. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Jingle Bells. Classic.
Maybe it was Jewel. No. Continue.
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Sounds dramatic.
I like a good cuckolding on Christmas.
Sounds complex.
Because when SNL did that, where it was the kid singing it, and then it pans over to the dad, like in the cuck chair in the corner with like a glass of whiskey. But Dad was there, and he had a weird smile on his face.
It is Sarah McLachlan. Sorry. Not sorry.
I will go with one that I don't think anybody likes, but I loved it as a kid, and that is Up on the Rooftop.
I like that song.
Because I liked thinking about the reindeer up on my roof. This was probably the year right before the thing I discovered about the guy. To all the children listening to our show.
Spoilers for the kids.
Spoilers. Christmas spoilers. Skip ahead 30 seconds.
Spoilers for your innocence. Ian, your last one.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. I always liked singing that with my schoolmates.
And from Taco John's.
Yes.
Feliz Navidad
Feliz
was
Navidad.
an honorable mention.
Feliz Navidad. When we used to sing it in school, everyone would always go, "We wish you a Merry." Everybody would like lean real heavy into the wish part, and everybody always chuckled on the figgy pudding.
Yeah.
Because no one knew what figgy pudding was,
Sounds
but
funny.
it sounds funny. So
Anytime I hear "Wish You Merry Christmas," even if it's because the way they end that fucking jingle at Taco John's is just like, I know it's Feliz Navidad, but I mean, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I mean, every time I hear "Wish You a Merry Christmas," I think of fucking Taco
From the
John's.
bottom
We-
of our hearts,
we were
here
watching.
at Taco John's.
We were watching Fargo the other day, and the movie Fargo. And at one point, they're in a dinner theater, and I
love that movie.
That dude is performing. Jose Feliciano is performing, and I was like, God, I wish he would sing Feliz Navidad, and then end it with "and from Taco John."
It doesn't seem right if it's not. If it doesn't end that way, it's fucked up, man.
And I still can't not think of the meme where it's like, oh, meet Felice, Navi's dad. Felice, Navi's dad. For my number 5, in honor of my wife, Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley.
Okay,
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I love that song. That is an excellent song.
Dave, last one.
Oh boy.
You had one more.
Oh great.
The Taco Bell jingle.
Yeah, Feliz Navidad.
That's, you know,
Specifically the Taco John's version.
yes, that counts. Honorable mention. Mele Kalikimaka is a wise way. That's in Christmas Vacation when he's dreaming about the pool.
Yep.
I love that one.
Yep.
Any others?
White Christmas.
Good one. Blue Christmas, White Christmas.
Christmas time is here.
Played that one to
Time
death.
for us and time for chill. Alfred!
Me, I want a hula hoop. We can hardly stand the wait. Please, Christmas, don't be late.
I just want a week off. I'll buy Alvin so many goddamn hula hoops. I just want a week off. He can have a hula hoop for every day I'm off work.
Hell yes.
Santa Baby. That's also a good
Ooh,
one.
good one.
Just looking for any that I really recognize on this list.
Anyone out there who's
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's a good one. Anyone who's got a Spotify account that you like share out playlists from, if you want to make a Christmas list and send it my way, we'll put it up on the Discord for everyone to enjoy.
2,000 Miles by the Pretenders is a Christmas song.
I don't know that song, I don't think. How's it go?
If I would
No,
walk.
that's not that.
Oh, that's not it? Well, apparently there's not another one, 2,000 Miles.
It's 5,000 in the other song.
5,000.
I
Oh.
would walk 500 miles.
Well,
And
this one's a lot
I
longer.
would
This is
walk
2,000.
500 more. I would walk 750 kilometers and I
Royale with cheese.
Let It Snow, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Frank put out some good. My dad used
Have
to
Yourself
play.
a Merry Little Christmas, Sinatra.
He had a compilation cassette of like old school, like Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra Christmas songs that he would always play while we were decorating the tree. It was always really fun. I always liked that.
Yeah, it's a nice memory. Mm-hmm. I remember my mom, like, man, she loved decorating the tree, but I remember like she was real protective of those ornaments, man.
Oh yeah,
Like real protective of those ornaments.
they do be like that, and I mean moms and wives. My wife is very protective of our ornaments. She stresses about them constantly while they're on the tree because our dogs. She's afraid our dog's gonna wag her tail or something and knock some valuable shit. I'm like, well, put the valuable shit at the top then, because they're gonna wag. The dog's gonna wag, y'all.
Yep. Yeah, cats too. Cats look at those bottom ornaments.
Yeah,
and
our tree is not
roll 'em
up
around.
because I know Jack will get it.
Yeah.
Like cats would, but Jack will be even worse.
Right, he has.
He's in an incredibly
thumbs.
destructive phase.
He has thumbs
Like
and
incredibly
height.
destructive. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Oh yeah.
Beginning to look a
Oh, that reminds me.
12
There's
days of
a.
Christmas. Didn't even think about that.
Showbiz Christmas?
12 days of Christmas.
12
Well,
days of
I thought he
Christmas,
said showbiz too. I'm like, by the
Angels
rocket fire
Pasquale.
explosion.
Mary Did You Know by Carrie Underwood. Remember seeing that get a lot of sign language treatment in church.
Oh yeah. I don't think I've heard that one.
All the time. It would be like 6 teenage girls for the sign language doing
Oh
Mary
my
Did You
gosh.
Know in sign language.
Yes, I know what you are referring to.
Yeah.
and
Melissa was one of those girls.
I'm cringing hard.
Mary, did you know?
Oh
that your
God!
baby
Stop
would
it! Stop it! You're killing
someday
me.
walk on water?
Good at this.
I've seen it so many goddamn
I wish
times.
we had video of this. This is great. That was entertaining.
It hurts. It hurts.
Tyler stumbling through sign language. Mary, did you know?
You should do a master class.
Or at least a TED Talk of just you doing that and then leave. No questions, please.
Yeah.
Y'all want a little snack?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Little snacky poo.
Tanya makes Chex Mix every year.
Oh, I love Chex Mix.
right.
It is a legendary, time-honored recipe that she got from one of my oldest friends' mothers.
Is there Tudor fish to dip it in?
There is no Tudor fish and no Aston. Anne kept this recipe a secret for so long because it was so good, and they moved. His parents moved to Louisville, and we went by to tell them goodbye and farewell. And Tanya said, "Can I get that Chex Mix recipe?" And she wrote it down and gave it to her. And now
Hell yeah.
here we
Hell
are.
yeah.
Help
Do
yourself.
I don't want to reach in there and taint it with my. Yep. Yep. Got some
Curly
curlies. Thank
one's
you.
the best part.
What's a curly?
It's like this.
Oh, no, I do not have on. Sans curly.
What's the pasta that looks like this?
Fusilli?
Fusilli Jerry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Fusilli.
This is the main course.
Okay.
Tanya's legendary Chex Mix, to
Okay.
which John can attest, is quite delicious. He got 2 quart bags of it this year.
It's good.
Yeah, Fusilli's good.
Yeah. I can reveal that the curlies are honey barbecue Fritos, but that's all I'm gonna say.
That's where the sweetness is coming
They're
from.
plussed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I brought a
Oyster cracker?
oyster crackers. I brought some. There's no peanuts in this Chex Mix, thankfully. I don't like Chex Mix that has peanuts in it. But I brought 4 quart-sized bags of this stuff to my office yesterday. Left, came back at the end of the day to pick up my car, and it was all gone.
Offices are good for that.
It is. Offices are great for getting rid of food.
I would take all the stuff my students made that they didn't want to take home to work the next day, and they would clean it up.
Yeah. I have one more course.
Little pig in a blanket.
A pig in a blanket. How did you guess?
I guess I'm just good at guessing pigs in a blanket.
These are not homemade, but they are store-bought from Sam's Club,
Well,
Members Mark, sea salt caramel squares
Oh, nice.
with featuring dark chocolate, for the money, these things are fire. Go.
Cheers.
I should have taken a bite instead of eating it like it was sushi.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I almost put the whole thing in, yeah.
They're
Like
dense.
that nice lady at Waffle House.
They're thick.
It's got a good crunch of
That's
that
the-
sea salt.
Yeah.
I like the sea salt.
And now,
Hey, there he is.
John missed the snack phase of the show.
It's still going on.
Hey guys, it's John. Not on. Your mic's
uh-oh.
Oh.
not on. Hang on. Which one did I say you were? 1 or 2? Say something. No, it's not 1.
Yeah. Okay. I figured.
How about now?
For an hour and 5 minutes.
Hello. This is damn. Yeah. Sorry.
You're on.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. It's a long way from Sharp to from Heath to Sharp.
John, I just introduced Tyler and Dave to Tanya's Chex Mix.
Oh, dude, I ate like half a bag of that earlier today.
There's the rest
I
of
heard.
it.
The rest of the office.
Oh no,
John
I
got
had
his
my
own bag.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tanya set some aside just for him. There's also a dark chocolate sea salt caramel square here for you.
Sweet.
And we're just about to wrap up segment 1
Right on.
and jump right into the game. How have you been?
Okay. Yeah. Had a
Vince?
nice day off, which was sweet.
That is nice.
Yeah.
We'll name 5 Christmas songs, but none of the 15 that we named.
So first, guess the 15 that we named.
Let's see if we can get how close. All right, just name-
Christmas in Hollis.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
there you go.
I wish I'd picked that one. That's an excellent.
That's all I got.
That's good. I'm glad. We didn't touch on that at all.
You got one we didn't think of.
We got
I
the
think of
sign
any
language
others.
version of
Mary, did you know?
Thank you.
Mary, did you know? Oh,
He had the same reaction I did.
It's like, yeah, I see it now. Yep.
oh. That's really good caramel.
It's even better caramel.
Thank you. Somewhere my
I
whole
see the
family just
eternal
cringed.
debate continues.
Yes, it never ends. Well, do y'all want to jump into section 2 or
Sure.
what? Game talk time?
Yeah, movie and game talk.
Movie and game talk coming right up.
I know you told me this, but I can't remember. What is it?
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Dirty Harry game.
There was.
So
we
you were
didn't
going to say
either.
movie. They made a movie from that NES game.
So this is NES game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Stay tuned to find out more.
You kin to that, hey, Barber? What's your name, dude?
Mart Eastwood. Clint Eastwood.
What kind of stupid name is that?
Okay, well, we're recording.
I forgot I had 2 snacks to bring out, so I brought out for Melissa's family's Christmas. I made Christmas tree cake dip, which they have jumbo Christmas tree cakes now. So I used the jumbo Christmas tree cakes to make that. And then the other, because I normally take something weird to her family, like I took the spaghetti O-ring and stuff like that. So my weird thing, which isn't all that weird, is red hot applesauce.
Okay.
Oh, like Red Hots?
Like the
Like
candy.
red hots, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
So it is,
Okay.
and then there's some spoons.
that's what it sounds like to drink applesauce through a straw, I
So-
think.
It's like an icy straw.
So I strained applesauce, and then in hot water, melted red hots to get all the candy coating off the top. The chewy center doesn't, so then I strained out the chewy center and got the candy off of it, and added lemon jello.
Lemon Jello. Okay. Okay.
So that's why it's set up a little more firm.
think so, man. Yeah. Yep. It smells good. It smells like Red Hots.
Oh man, it does. Smells like a box of Red Hots.
Red hot applesauce.
Oh my God.
I like that a lot. That is good.
Dude. Oh, that is so good.
Thank you.
It tastes like moonshine.
It does taste like moonshine.
Like a, you know, like
like a flavored moonshine. Absolutely. I think I've had this flavor of moonshine, actually.
Man,
It does kind of taste like apple pie,
I'm
doesn't it?
serious. It tastes like apple pie
Yeah,
moonshine.
apple pie
You're
moonshine.
absolutely right.
But instead of the alcohol doing the burning, it's the red hot.
That, dude, that is
Yeah,
really
bravo.
fucking good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you. I got it from TikTok.
That's how applesauce should be naturally.
the lemon, like I wasn't sure when you said the lemon, but like it actually works really
Yeah.
well.
I do love lemon. I love lemon.
I love lemon.
Liz Lemon
I
from
love Liz Lemon.
Liz
Liz
Lemon
Lemon,
frog.
Lemonian frog.
Is that on the bingo card? Pretty sure it should be on the bingo card.
But y'all want to talk about Dirty Harry?
I want to try this other one you brought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you brought more.
The Christmas tree cake dip.
Dude, that stuff is good too.
I want to try
It's
it.
really good.
Taryn, come on down. You have an
I think
hour.
it's just you and me, brother.
Okay, so what is it?
I already ate it.
So
But I'll
Christmas
eat
tree
another one.
cakes,
Yeah, you know.
cream cheese, Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Whip. You're putting so much
John does
emphasis
the
on
best
the
doing.
Apparently so. I didn't know this about John. That's pretty good. All right.
All right.
And then you dip it with vanilla wafers. I like it, but I can't eat very much of it because it is
very rich.
So
Man.
yeah.
That was good, but the applesauce was the star of the show.
I
could eat that whole pan of that applesauce, and
For
I would
real.
probably not shit right for a month.
Yeah, same thing. The Christmas
shit so right.
You actually shit really well.
Bro, I'm shitting so right.
You know when you don't have that not so quite fresh feeling? That's not me. I feel amazing.
I ain't eaten that much fruit in 10 years. I'm also drinking Sprite Zero Sugar Winter Spiced Cranberry, which I think is amazing, and you can only get it about now.
If they make that in a non-zero sugar, I would
Dude,
definitely try
there's some
that.
at
do.
my house.
Okay.
I can confirm that.
Pretty
this is a
good?
thing. I haven't had any yet. Bought it for Tanya. She said it's a little too winter spicy. Like we're about the cranberry part. You know, I just want it to be Sprite and cranberry juice, and I guess it's got
Yeah.
some extra like cinnamony kind of flavor in it or something. I
Yeah.
don't know. She said it's okay, just not something she would want to drink all the time,
Yeah.
as opposed to Sprite with cranberry.
Which I would drink
that
all the time.
should be consumed all the time because that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sounds like a very good candidate for I don't know, like some vodka or some rum. I'm not an alcoholic, I swear to God.
As he
just
This
play one on a
Christmas tree,
podcast.
these vanilla wafers could go with some bourbon, you know?
Hey, the Nilla wafers are a good call because the guy who brought some of this to work, not only was his not as good, it was good. It just wasn't as good. But he had graham crackers to dip it out with,
had
and I
tortilla
like
chips.
the yeah. It was cool Ranch Doritos that you had to dip it out with.
He had a lid from a Wendy's Frosty that we all shared.
I ate mine on animal crackers at the office.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
I already
true.
had some because
That's
I
a good idea.
bring animal
Animal
crackers
crackers
with
is
me
good.
just about everywhere I go.
That's-
except for here, and yeah, animal crackers was great because they're not very sweet.
Yeah.
but they got that perfect crunch to go with something like this.
Yeah, that good
Like,
consistency. Next time you make it, you
And
need to
some of them
put
look like
a bunch
lions.
of little animal crackers on top, like they're climbing over
dancing
it.
around in the snow.
Camels. Camels.
Camels.
Yeah. Could could have a little nativity.
Get the frosted ones because it's snowing.
Jesus is
There
a
you
lion.
Jesus is the lion.
Come on.
And the,
This
and
can
the
work.
lamb.
Oh,
Is there a lamb? Is there a lamb
we three
animal
kings.
cracker?
We three kings.
I thought
That's
they were
on my.
bears.
On my honorable mention.
Oh yeah, good King Wenceslas. That would have been one of mine. I don't know.
Yeah,
Somebody got that one.
number
Okay.
one.
All right.
But anyway,
Number one was
Oh, my
Wham.
number one was Last Christmas by Wham. My
Of course.
second one was Good King Wenceslas. Yeah. But we are here to talk about Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry
Or Harry
for
Dirty.
the NES. 1990 side-scrolling video game published by Mindscape and developed by Gray Matter.
I had a game that was published by Mindscape on the PC, and I cannot remember what it was, but I played it a lot, whatever it was, because I remember that screen. I remember the logo super well.
Yeah, I didn't really look into what else they published, but I did look into because the developer was like, that sounds vaguely familiar. I feel like we've probably done some other video games that were developed by Gray Matter, and in fact, we have. They were responsible for the Incredible Crash Dummies.
Okay, I was gonna say I knew it was. I had it. It was
should've
right on the
waited.
tip of my brain. No, you're good. I never would have gotten there.
They also, a host favorite, developed the Terminator.
I knew you were gonna say that. He looked right at me.
Oh,
And another podcast host favorite, they developed the Ren and Stimpy show, Vidiots.
Oh,
We haven't done these yet. However, I have not heard good things about Wayne's World for the SNES.
oh yeah.
Let's do that
I rented
next.
Wayne's World.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
very
Yeah, that's-
confused.
Wayne's
Okay.
World next.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yep.
And we can
Yep.
all agree that we've seen that movie.
Yes, I want to watch it again.
Gonna watch
Yeah,
Also-
absolutely.
I
Got
want to play the video game because I have seen so much about it and heard so much about it that is just the word.
You said you did say this wasn't a Super NES game,
Wayne's World for the Super Nintendo.
and this hasn't been done on the show
We
yet.
have not done Wayne's World yet.
It is serendipity. Yes. Okay. Cool. We know what to do next week.
They also did WWF King of the Ring for NES. They did BOB, which is a game I've never played for the SNES.
Oh, okay.
But I've
heard
that
of
got
it.
a lot of marketing at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, I remember
seeing,
the
like,
marketing
the bug-eyed
for that.
alien like
It's
robot
not
guy.
Bombs Over Baghdad. It's not a flight sim.
It's,
Combat
it's an
flight sim.
outcast. It's an outcast Nintendo game.
Yeah, it's an early '90s recruiting video game.
It's Andre 3000 pre Woodwinds.
All right.
It's a. Oh, that was so good. God damn it.
They also
Shake it, shake it like a Polaroid picture.
They did James Bond Jr. for the SNES, and then
We got spit
What?
takes galore going on around the table.
that one was just a fact, unfortunately.
James Bond Jr.
Yeah,
That was a show.
It's James Bond's nephew.
It was a
Cartoon.
show?
Yeah, it was a cartoon. I didn't
Oh
like
man,
it.
Never-
fucking miss me with that shit. Like,
It missed everybody, really. I mean,
Yeah, I
it was
wasn't
not a big
fan
hit.
of it.
It wasn't a big hit.
What threw me off was the fact where it was like he wasn't James Bond's son; he was his nephew. And even as a kid, I was like, "Then how is he James Bond Jr.? He's just a guy." And then they did Mad Max for the NES, which is a game I haven't played either. I would hope that it's good, but based on these other games they've done, probably not.
Well, the one thing I can say about Dirty Harry is that Mindscape knows how both I like my video games and I like my women. Dirty and hairy. I didn't think I was going to have to elaborate on that.
I wasn't 100% sure where you were going.
It's
with
nice
that,
to
but
confirm.
I knew it would. Yeah.
So the best jokes are the ones you have to explain. I've always said it. I've always said that. That's why I'm such a successful comedian.
I don't know. I mean, I find that some of the best jokes are just reading a game title off of Wikipedia.
My children would have been shocked by Dirty Harry the movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Particularly just one section.
Are you
Just
talking
one?
about the first Dirty Harry, like
Yeah.
the original
This one's
Dirty
called-
Harry?
It's just called Dirty Harry.
Mostly by one
is
where
the
he
movie.
just goes through all the racial slurs.
Yeah, there's
Oh, I thought it was the one where they're talking about the 15-year-old girl that he kidnapped and talking about her tits. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
holy shit,
Yeah, that one
this
too.
guy is fucked up.
Great,
When-
great tit. Yeah.
When did
And
that
they pulled her
movie come
naked
out?
body out of the fucking
1971.
crowd. And I was like, holy shit, man.
this one,
1971. That tracks.
this one
yeah.
predates me by 2 years.
It's 79, isn't
No,
it? Oh, it's
This one's
71?
1971.
Okay.
Yeah, fresh off of the 60s, the Dirty Harry movies established some sort of the iconic rogue cop role.
Me watching Dirty Harry felt like Gen Z watching Seinfeld. Because it's just like shit. I'm sure back then would have been like, oh man, but now it's like I've seen all of this, everything in this book
is the basis for several tropes that we know today, including a lot of stuff from Die Hard.
Right.
You know, I mean, he just set that standard. This is Clint Eastwood I'm referring to, who, if you didn't know, if you've lived under a rock or don't know anything about movies, Clint Eastwood played the iconic role of Harry Callahan, a.k.a. Dirty Harry.
Roland Deschain, Roland of Gilead.
It was so weird watching this movie because I've been mainlining The Dark Tower.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my mind would be like, what's Roland doing?
Right.
Yep.
What?
He
wouldn't do
even
that.
has a 44 Magnum revolver, which is the caliber of gun.
That's
that
the world's most
Roland
powerful
uses.
handgun, correct?
Yeah. At the
It was.
time.
It
Blow
was
your
in
head clean off.
1971.
Okay.
Yeah, the most powerful handgun.
Blow your
you
head
could-
clean off.
Yeah. At point blank. Yeah, probably. Maybe not clean off. There'd be something left.
A little messy.
If you can get past sort of the obvious dated, I mean, there's a lot of racial things going on in this movie. There is a scene where one of the guys literally names off every racist word that comes to mind that you could think of. Some you've probably never even heard of.
Yeah,
but this wasn't Clint Eastwood. This wasn't Clint Eastwood that did
So-
this.
He even
it was
says chicks.
another cop in the
Comparing
in the thing.
this to the basic training scene from Full Metal Jacket, like,
That's
is it
different.
worse than that?
No, because this is brief, and I
this
think
was a joke.
It was just kind of a joke.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just sort of a, yeah, it was, and they were doing it
It's
at the
kind of a joke in Full Metal Jacket too, but it's
George
supposed
Carlin
to be
could have done it as a
serious,
bit.
you know?
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of done at the expense of Dirty Harry's new partner, who
Right.
was Hispanic, who was Mexican,
Oh,
Right.
okay.
and they were fucking.
They were
with
fucking
him.
around.
Harry hates everyone equally.
I'm not
All
saying
the
that's
blah,
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's very similar. Then.
I'm not saying it's right, but it seemed like era and working class appropriate. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
it did.
it very much felt
It
like
felt the product
I've-
of its time.
yeah.
for
I've
sure.
seen the original Dirty Harry movie, but it was a very long time ago.
Well, and if you can get past some of the dated things, and I mean, again, and it's not that bad. I mean, as bad as some of the stuff I've seen, this is actually a really good movie.
I liked
and
it.
This was strangely enough, this was the one Dirty Harry movie that I had never seen.
Oh, really?
I've seen all the others. I thought
Really
I had
excited.
seen-
We all got to
I
see
thought
it for
I
the
had
first
seen
time.
this
That's
one
fucking crazy.
because I love Dirty Harry movies. Sudden
Yeah.
Impact is my jam. That's
Yeah.
my favorite. I think it's like 1983 or 81. Anyway, I thought I had seen this one and I hadn't, so I watched it today and
That's
I
the
was
one
like,
with Taya Leone, right?
no, huh?
It's a Deep Impact
Oh.
reference.
yes.
See, the best jokes.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
where Morgan
Cuban
Freeman's
B.
president? Yeah.
The best jokes are the ones you have to
Sudden
explain.
Impact is the make my day. Go ahead, make
Yes, it is, and that's I think Ty Daly's in that. She's an actress that was in Cagney and Lacey, a cop show on CBS way back before y'all's time.
my day. I've heard of it.
So this movie was actually really good, and again, it's like watching old Star Trek. If you just got to get past some of the dated stuff,
I
that
love
you-
the dated stuff.
but
I mean,
it really holds
little
well.
suit.
It's got this great it's got this great kind of disco-ish soundtrack, kind of tropey cop action music, exactly that kind of thing, and it's really great movie. It's about a serial killer in
Scorpio.
San Francisco known as the
Best
Scorpio
part of the whole
Killer.
goddamn movie.
And I will tell you
I've never
this.
heard of him or anybody talk about him, just Dirty Harry.
know.
But he was the best part
I
of this
know he was
movie.
great, and
You know who he was? The guy that played the Scorpio Killer was none other than I wrote his name down, so I made sure to get it right. I just got to find it. Andrew Robinson.
No shit.
He was
Garrick.
most well known as his role as Garrick in Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Deep
I
Space
saw
Nine.
that because I looked him up on IMDb.
He also played.
Was he? Oh.
He also played the.
It's a big deal to me and Ross, okay?
He also played the father of in the Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser movie. He's got a very unique face.
Yeah.
And I was watching the movie and I was
A lot
like,
of people say that about me.
well, it was so
Most
long ago.
podcasters.
It was so long ago that he was so much younger. And I was like,
It wasn't, you know,
God, I've seen this guy. Where the fuck have I seen this guy?
he wasn't
Looked it
in
up.
full face Cardassian
Right,
makeup
exactly.
either.
He should have gotten a best supporting actor.
He was amazing. in
He would have made a
all of
great
this.
Joker. That's what I kept thinking of the
Yeah.
whole
Oh,
time.
yeah,
where it's like,
for sure.
because I mean, there's parts where he's like laughing, and
He's
it's like,
crazy.
holy shit, this dude
Yeah.
is fucking.
He's a little
unhinged.
maniacal.
He's unhinged.
So our Scorpio killer's MO is to snipe at innocent people from rooftops.
DC Snipers.
I know.
Yeah,
I got
he's
those
sniper
vibes.
style.
Man.
Exactly what I
got
was
those
thinking.
vibes.
Absolutely. And he's got a little bit of the Zodiac killer. He's sending the messages
Right.
to the cops, and he says, give me all this money, or I'm
Which is
gonna
cute, because
He
another
wants
way
money.
that it's stated, where are we going to come up with $100,000?
Oh my God.
we're the city of San Francisco. We can't do that.
What's $100,000 come out to in 1971?
Well,
movie?
hang on. I was gonna bring this up because at one point the killer demands $100,000, and the mayor is freaking out. He doesn't know where he's going to get this kind of money. And I thought, well, how does that translate? I looked it up. At one point, Harry gets hurt. He gets his leg gets injured,
Right.
in a
ribs get all
shootout.
cracked
Yeah.
up.
And he goes to the doctor, and the doctor says that he needs Harry to. He's like, I'm gonna have to take a look at that leg, and he's like, I'll cut your pants off. And Harry says, I'll take them off. And he goes, no, that's gonna hurt. And Harry's like, for $29.50, I'll let it hurt a little bit. And I thought, well, that's $30 pair of pants. Today, that would be a $233 pair of pants.
Holy shit.
I laughed at that because it was like, dude, they're covered in fucking blood. Like
Like a little hydrogen peroxide and that shit'll come right out, man.
So
I
Harry
think that's the
Callahan,
first time I got blood on my pants.
and the holes.
Oh, the holes are different.
Harry Callahan likes his pants. He spends a lot of money on them.
Yeah, apparently.
$30 pair of pants in 1971 is equivalent of a $234
Some
pair of pants.
Gucci ass
today.
shit for a detective, right?
even still, $100,000 in the inflation calculator comes out to $771,484.
That's almost $1 million.
$750,000 of a million.
Yeah. So yeah, they try to trap him. They try to get him, and they can't get him. And at some point, though, they set up a trap for the Scorpio killer, and he falls for the trap. And Harry and his partner snipe him, and they shoot at him poorly, very poorly. But they catch up to him, and Harry beats him to a pulp. But because he wasn't read his rights, there was some technicalities that got the guy off. And so he's like, the guy's going to kill again, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, we can't do anything about it. He's going to tear us to pieces if we don't let him go. So they let him go. So Harry decides in his free time he's going to follow this guy around everywhere. And so what the guy does, the Scorpio killer does, is he hires a dude to beat him up.
Which I thought was weird. Because it's like, I feel like he could have gotten that for free. Because he gives him like $200.
Especially
and
to get
And then he's racist to him. And it's like, dude, if you would have just been racist to him, you probably would have just beat your ass up for free.
Well, he gets the
And
guy.
that's like $5,000 in today's money.
Well, he gets the guy to beat him up, and then he claims that Harry did it. So to make Harry look bad and to possibly get him fired or whatever. And of course it works. And they're like, you got to stay away from this guy. I don't want blah blah blah. We're gonna pay him his money because he has kidnapped a 15-year-old girl and sent her hair and her bra and something else to the cops to say, I've got her. She's in a hole. She's running out of air. And if you don't pay me $200,000 by the 3 a.m., she's going to suffocate and die. And so,
well, don't forget, Harry also stopped to like red pill guy from jumping off a roof.
Oh yes,
like that's whenever I saw that, I was like, this pacing feels a little weird. This feels like a weird side quest. And it also shows you that, police really are split in too many directions.
I liked it.
I did too.
Because it was just like,
funny.
it was so weird and abrupt, but I liked it where it's like, all right, man, this feels like an episode of Cops all of a sudden. Because it's like, all right, we're going to do this now. Okay.
They do that unnecessarily to explain why he is called Dirty Harry. And the whole reason is because he gets the worst jobs. He gets all the dirty
he's
jobs,
Mike Rowe.
and they have him do all the shit that no one else wants to do.
Since he's
Hot Mary?
Tits, yeah.
But anyway,
That's a great scene. Where these alley men start beating him up because he's peeping in on.
Stop looking at Hot Mary.
Right.
he was so he was chasing the Scorpio killer.
Who he thought was.
Who he thought was a Scorpio killer. They were looking for him, and they couldn't find him, and they saw a guy carrying a similar suitcase or a bag or whatever it was. They follow the guy, and he goes into this apartment, and when he goes into the apartment, it's not the killer. It's this dude and this heavyset woman.
Hot Mary.
And he's peeking in the window trying to see, and these guys come up behind him and pull him down and start kicking his ass for peeping in on Hot Mary, who is buck naked by this point, walks up to the window, pauses for a moment.
Yeah.
And then slams the curtain shut.
It's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z for her to like put her shirt back on and close the door, because it's like a very long, like, cut back to them, cut to her topless, cut back to them, cut back to her topless. Very slow.
The director was very much like, we got to show her tits again. There's no doubt about it.
To be fair, they were enormous. Got some screen time.
They did. They did.
So they're going to pay this guy off because this young girl is in danger. They go to do the drop, and it goes badly, and the girl dies. And they actually show a scene of them pulling her out of the hole buck naked.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think the person they pulled out of the hole was actually a 15-year-old girl, because
Hopefully not.
Please tell me they would have done something about that, by now.
Hot Mary was at least
Hot
30.
Mary was at least 30. But so after that, the guy goes crazy. The killer goes crazy, and he sets these demands. He ends up taking a school bus full of children hostage.
Because he does the whole Zaz thing from Arkham City and has him running from payphone to payphone.
Which is also a Die Hard with a vengeance. I thought of that too. He's like telling him, you got to get to the next payphone. If it rings more than 4 times, the girl dies. The whole thing. So anyway, by the end of the movie, this guy's lost his fucking marbles, and he's taken this busload of school children hostage. And he's
sing the song. Sing the
he's
song.
making them sing Old MacDonald, and all
He's
these.
fucking scary in that.
It is.
I mean, he really
so
is.
good.
I mean, the kids aren't doing so great. I mean, the one who's crying is like, okay, he's doing it. The other ones are just kind of like, they're like the dramatic gopher or whatever.
Girls with ribbons in their hairs, looking like,
Yeah. And the one boy, I want my mom or something. And I felt,
we're going the wrong way. You sing the song.
He slaps him.
The best scene in the movie
Who
to
would
me
eat 30
is
school lunches?
the guy. It was that damn Sasquatch. If pee in your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. They're going across the most photographed bridge in the history of time, the Golden Gate. But they leave the bridge and they go off. He makes the bus driver lady go off the exit, and
It was a weird
it was weird because she gets off the exit and there's this Volkswagen Beetle that like cuts him off, and he's like, "Why did you not go around that Volkswagen Beetle?" I'm like, okay, that's weird. But my favorite part though of the movie is as the bus is coming off the exit, you look over and on top of a railroad trellis standing up here is Dirty
There's
Harry. Roland is standing there.
Channeling Calendar Man, like at perfect timing.
He jumps off the bus or onto the bus. Chaos ensues.
I wish they would have explained the Volkswagen because it was like
Was that
it would have made it
accidental?
so much better if it had been like his partner or something. Because earlier on in the movie, he gets shot in the leg, and then Harry goes to visit him, and he's like, "Dude, I can't do this anymore." You're like, this is not my line of work. So I thought it would have been because when I saw that Volkswagen, it seemed like it was kind of like hedging the bus,
Like maybe the
towards
partner-
where Harry was, and I was like, I know who's driving.
You
that
think maybe
Volkswagen.
that would have been excellent.
But then it's not
actually.
him.
It's just
But-
a random.
Yeah, it's just a
We're
random.
gonna do movie magic. It's just it's just good luck.
Someone needs to Lucas this shit in. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They had like Toonses.
Toots is the driving cat.
Thanks, Toonses.
I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Definitely.
Of Dirty Harry with Toonses
You know,
as his partner.
The only partner I've had for a long time is
He's the only one I've ever fully trusted.
That can't be that difficult to edit. And the worse
really
it looks, the
can't.
better it is.
God,
'Cause,
I know
you could just like cut to a front view of that Volkswagen with Toonses driving it, and then cut back to the movie.
Tootses is the serial killer that he's chasing. Tootses is the serial killer, and he's chased him, and you see him drive off the cliff.
It's the same exact movie, but this is how it's pitched. Any car driven in the movie is driven by Toonses the cat.
I want to
that
see.
it's the same.
I want to see Toonses with a bolt-action rifle on top of some building, like the really obvious cat, like fake cat hand coming in and articulating the bolt,
And then the shot of the real cat just kind of looking around.
Toonses.
just
shoot
licking
him.
the scope.
Toonses, what are you doing? Shoot him with the gun. Toonses, where are you aiming? Shoot him.
Bring back a scene.
Bring back Tootses.
Where they're on the roof that they find the killer near the beginning of the movie, and it's like the police are flying a helicopter, and
Yeah.
they just let him
He's getting
get
ready.
away. It's like he sees the killer sees him, he's like, oh, and he runs to the stairs to like go down to the bottom of the building, and the helicopter's just like, I guess we fly away now.
Yeah. Well, helicopters fly. That's a building.
Right after that, he's like, how did the guys in the helicopter lose him? And Dirty Harry goes, they must have been talking or something and not paying attention. I was like, what? They're in a helicopter.
I know.
They don't even do anything. They just stay
Hey,
right
you.
there. They can see where
Stop.
he's going. Yeah, they're like, hey, you there. Stop what you're doing. It was,
Oh, no.
He's got a gun. Like, I mean,
He's
he's
literally and then after he's running away with his rifle in his hand and his case in the other, like he's running through the fucking streets with his rifle. It's like y'all lost him. No one saw the guy
Yeah,
with the
man.
rifle.
There's like 10 guys with rifles running around like every
This is
block.
1971 San Francisco. What do you want?
I'm still stuck on if Clint Eastwood hosted SNL and they show the movie where the serial killer is hijacking the bus. He gets on the bus and Toons is driving the bus.
Oh my
Oh, everyone in any car in the movie is driven by Toonses.
What? Yeah, Toons says he drives our kids home from school.
Somebody please make this because Toonses was one of my all-time favorite things.
Oh, yeah,
and
Toonses is
combine that with Dirty Harry. I haven't laughed that hard in a minute, y'all. That's good shit. So at the climax of the movie, the end of the movie,
Well, whenever they go to him again, when they're like, all right, take him the money, Take him everything. We're paying him. He's
Yeah.
leaving. Harry, you want to do it? After we just said, Harry, stay away from him. Harry,
know.
you're doing this. Harry, you'll be our delivery man? Like,
Yep.
what?
Yep, I'll do it. I promise. This time, I promise I won't cause chaos and
We only had
trouble.
2 cops and your partner quit, so you want the job.
He corners. He gets the guy cornered. He shoots him. He shoots him in the leg, and the guy is
With the
down.
44?
Yes. And the guy is down. He's down, and
Yeah.
it's over. And all Harry has to do is arrest him. But he does a callback to the thing he did earlier, which is you must be asking yourself, did I shoot 5 times or 6? Because in all the chaos, I seem to have forgotten myself. Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? And in this time, he only shot 5 because dude goes for the gun, gets shot in the chest with the 44 mag, and probably the creepiest looking scene in the movie was his
floating in
dead
the
body
river.
floating in the river. It was him. And his mouth was filling with that pond water or whatever the fuck. He was all in for this fucking role.
He was
The guy
great.
went to the fucking
Andrew
wall for
Robinson's
this.
the man.
The
Like,
man can act, and this was an amazing role for him. I agree with you, Tyler. I think he stole the show. I did, however, very much. I find it difficult to dislike any movie that Clint Eastwood is in.
I liked him in this
Same.
movie.
And I loved
he's
him in
a
this movie.
Psychopath.
Oh, he is.
He is an absolute psychopath. Like,
Especially considering when this movie was filmed, when this movie came out. By today's standards, especially movie standards, Dirty Harry in 1970 would be kind of, well, that we've seen that. Like you said, Tyler, this is nothing. This is lightweight shit. Back then,
kind of tame.
that was not tame.
Yeah.
That movie was hardcore
Yeah,
back
Batman
in the
and Bullock did the fusion dance. You get Dirty Harry.
Yes.
well, there's like in that first scene where he, stops a bank robbery. He's eating in at a restaurant, like a diner with selling hot dogs, and he's talking
With
to
Aston.
What? Oh yeah, right. And he's asking
And Pepsi.
the cook, is that tan car by the bank still running? And he looks. He's like, I don't know. How would I know? And he's like, the exhaust. I love it. Like that was in the movie. It's like, and he looks. He's like, yeah. And so Dirty Harry leaves the restaurant while eating a hot dog. Shoots 2 guys while he's
He's
eating
still
a hot
chewing.
dog.
He's still chewing. But he has shot a guy from at least 75 yards away. Shot
That thing's
at
got
a guy.
like a 9-inch barrel on it. So, I mean, I'll let that
No,
go.
it was pretty average. It was about 7.
Oh, was
8
it?
inches.
Oh, okay.
That's a good size.
Size doesn't matter, does it?
Our girls like a snub nose.
It's girth, damn it, girth.
It's so you can shoot them in a plane and it's gonna be okay.
It shoots a lot of rounds.
He
Like a big chamber and a snub nose.
he
real
shoots
Garth
at
Brooks.
these guys that are driving at him, and he wrecks the car, turns it up on its side, and everything. Whole time chewing on his hot dog bite.
Nice. I mean,
He even gets into the right stance, like legs apart, arms
Yeah.
forward. Bam!
Great. I
It's
love it.
awesome.
I mean, I
it's
love it.
amazing.
well, you got to be ready for the recoil of that thing. So
Yeah,
It's
you really do.
the most powerful handgun in the world at that time.
I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. I mean, there are parts of it that I think are funny,
Yeah.
unintentionally, but I think that's fine. I think there are parts of the movie that were funny intentionally, and that's great. I just thought it was. I mean,
It was a
Well,
great
it
movie.
speaks-
it was great. It
Hold
was-
on. It speaks to the popularity of this movie that what Dirty Harry came out in 1971. When did this game come out?
1990.
1990.
Okay.
That's a long time.
All right. I did
That's a long time, fellas.
You remember the '90s resurgence?
It's a perfect segue.
I did some research on this. So, Dirty Harry, there being an NES.
I know they made other ones, but still.
There being an NES game in 1990 called Dirty Harry would be the equivalent of a game coming out today on the PlayStation 5 called The Incredibles.
Right.
Because The
They're
Incredibles
different.
was the 4th highest grossing movie in 19 years ago. Dirty Harry was the 4th highest grossing movie in 1971.
And that makes sense. And I think that was maybe Nintendo, Mindscape, Gray Matter's attempt at Let's get that demographic. Let's get these dudes that remember Dirty Harry buying video games.
I'm real curious to hear what the game is like.
It's exactly like the movie in every way. In
just,
no way, shape, or form does this game miss the mark.
I'm so surprised that
Dirty Harry Jr. on
Nintendo was
Snick?
like,
You guys remember
yeah.
that?
I mean,
I would have watched Dirty Harry Jr. way better than I would have liked James
Lil
Bond
Dirty
Jr.
Harry.
Lil Dirty Harry.
it's my rapper name. Little Dirty Harry.
I'm changing mine to Dirty Harry Jr. Dirty Harry, comma, Jr.
Period.
It's the game. So the game is
Because Dirty Harry is pretty violent. Like those.
yeah, and the game is too.
okay.
No blood, of
No
course.
blood.
This is,
Okay,
this
that's
is
the-
Nintendo we're
But
talking about.
you can shoot a dude so fucking hard that his shoes fly off. That is a thing, and I love it.
when he pulls his gun.
It's fucking huge.
It's huge.
It is huge, and there's recoil on it when he fires.
kicks.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
of course.
So I thought
And
that
it's
was
a one
nice.
shot, one kill. It is.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dudes
That's-
fly back.
that
It's fucking-
tracks.
it's very satisfying.
It'll blow your shoes off.
You can also punch guys. When I first started it up, I immediately got like Double Dragon clone vibes because like the sprite size is about that size, and he kind of moves that same way. It's kind of like Double Dragon, but with less martial arts and Magnum instead, like shooting mechanics.
They should have changed the punch into a pistol whip, though. That would have been
That would have been nice. There's also some like obvious like frustrating limitations where it's like you shoot with the A button, but if you're ducking,
You
and
can't
you
shoot.
can't shoot while you're ducking. It's one of
Oh,
those where it's like
okay.
you have to be standing.
And if you want to jump, you have to press A and B together.
okay.
Because it was an NES and it only had two buttons, they had to improvise.
Of that third condition.
Yeah.
You remember the movie where Dirty Harry opens all those drawers by kicking them?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Or
cannot.
those snakes he jumps
The
on.
snakes were a big part of the movie too.
So the snakes. So the game is there's a story to the game.
Yes.
and
Should have a
the
rocket
instruction
jump with the
manual.
44.
Snakes have invaded New York
And
City
he
apartments.
flies
Only
into the
Dirty
air.
Harry can stop them.
All driving cats unavailable. It's not.
The Shoots-a-Lot gang has to release snakes into all the apartment buildings in New York City.
Specifically, anacondas.
They've hidden snake poison in all the drawers all over the city.
If you were going to say that
Sorry,
there was
go
a
ahead.
story, you were talking about the story of the game.
yeah.
And it does mention he's going after a specific gang, right?
Yeah, there's this drug lord called Anaconda. So it's like,
Right.
okay, I guess it's where the snakes come in.
Yeah.
It's a little weird that you're like, all right, Snake, you guard this room. I'm a powerful drug lord, but I can't afford to hire people.
All
That's
right.
where J.K. Rowling got Voldemort.
My henchman budget's super low this month.
All right, relatively slow-moving, non-poisonous snake. You guard this room, and if he comes in, make sure you coil around him. And they don't even do that. It's just snake. Snake bad.
Yeah.
Snake equals bad.
Yeah.
Jump snake. You can't kill snake because I couldn't shoot down. I couldn't
No,
make it shoot
and that's
down.
frustrating. You had to like jump over it,
Yeah, you had to jump the snake.
and I got pretty frustrated because
That's where the game jumped the shark.
And yeah, it's yeah, it's all right. It's a game. I gotta tell you, man, it was like when I first started it up, it was incredibly refreshing, and I know it's because I've been playing all these Super Nintendo
Yeah.
games. It was just so. It was so refreshing, and it felt quaint, and that matched the style of the movie.
Oh, yeah, for
because
sure.
I saw a movie that was made in 1971. I saw it in 2023, so it felt quaint. It had this similar feel. And
A
it was like-
charm.
yeah,
if you
a
will.
charm to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
Well, even in 1990, it's still 19 years old.
that's true.
Like,
That is true. but then that like 15 minutes in, that feeling like wore off, and it was
happens
I was
quick.
so confused.
yeah.
You can get lost really easily. So this game also has a mechanic where, which is unusual, especially in a side-scrolling beat 'em up, where you can go into buildings.
Right.
And when you go into the building, it's almost like a Doom 3D effect kind of thing, where you can like walk down and go down a hallway, and it's got it like done in 1 point or 2 point perspective, whatever. And it looks like he's walking down the hall, and that was neat.
I thought it was neat.
And then it stopped being neat because if you get into a fight, if you want to kick, you have to press up to kick while you're punching. But also pressing up is the motion to go into a door, which means if you're in the middle of a fight and you standing in front of a door and you press up to kick, you go in the door.
Yep.
Immediately are attacked. If you go back through that same door, the monster or the baddie you were just fighting has refreshed,
respawned.
and you have to continue fighting him. And this game is very hard.
Yeah. And I think they knew. I think that they know it's hard. I think they designed it to be difficult.
Yes.
Because there's only 3 levels to it, as far as I know.
Yeah, you could. It gives you the option when you sign in to use a code to get to level 2 or level 3.
Right.
Which tells me there was only 3 levels.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Which is fine.
I played it for an hour. I didn't watch a long play or anything. So
yeah,
I
did
know.
not either.
But the levels are long also because, and it's difficult because it's also kind of a puzzle, because certain rooms and areas are gated by like you have to have an item. So in that regard, it's kind of like a Metroidvania, because it's like
blowing up
there's a
saves
big
and-
guy that it's like you can't get his bullets bounce off him, like it doesn't,
Like a jumbo
Dirty
guy.
Harry.
Like he's like the mountain fucking
Yeah.
gun, and
He's
you're tiny little
enormous.
dirty Harry.
so
The
there's
most powerful handgun in the
The
world
Mike
has
Tyson
no
to your
effect.
little Mac.
shit on
Yes.
him. So yeah, it's one of those where it's like, okay, I have to figure out how to get past this guy.
You don't
And
have the yellow key card.
That's where it lost me, because it was like the gameplay isn't engaging and fun enough for me to go and want to figure out how to get past this guy.
Well, it's because
You're
for
jumping
me,
on fire escape ladders like it's Castlevania stairs, like
Yeah.
trying to navigate the building.
Well, for me, that had the problem of every time you go back into a screen, all of the enemies
I know.
have respawned,
Yeah.
and you have to
And they're
fight
all
them
on you.
all again.
And you're fist fighting 2 guys while a guy
While a
on a
guy's
fire escape
dropping
is
a
throwing
net.
nets on you,
And he never
You get caught
misses.
in the net.
He never misses.
But you can get a.
That sounds rough.
It's also weird because it's like there's a cool bit where it's like there's a trash can. I don't know if you knew this or not.
Yes.
Hey, is
you,
there-
you can pick up the trash can
I
lid
didn't
and then
know
you can
that.
block the net.
Oh, wow.
And it does it
Oh, no, I
automatically.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, I had no.
I thought you were going to say there's
no
a
idea.
special button to shoot up and kill the.
You can shoot diagonally up. Oh, right. But
There's a little RoboCop flashback.
yeah. I missed that at first.
Tell me what episode I'm listening to currently.
I have an achievement about the guy with the net.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he got to me. That was-
Yeah, he sucks.
He's where I quit
He
playing the
sucks.
game.
Because you get caught in that net and you
Yeah,
got to like
gotta
mash
go
left and right.
left, right,
and
left,
it's like,
right.
Meanwhile, they're beating
They're beating the shit out of you, which is, I mean, at least it's realistic.
Yeah.
Because that's what would happen if you're caught in the net. These guys are going to start banging on you. But
guy in the net, get him.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, because all those hoodlums out there, with throwing nets at you.
Oh shit, he got by the snakes.
What do we do next? I've got some nets over here. Yeah. Go up to the roof and throw nets on him.
Dude's got a lot of nets.
Got a whole bunch of nets.
Lots of nets.
They fold
like a
up real
pallet of 'em.
compact. He's got a bag. He's got 100 fucking nets in it.
The opening of this was I liked turning on the game, and then immediately you get this close-up shot of Clint Eastwood. It's very well rendered.
Yeah.
You
With
could tell
his
it's Clint
gun. You can
Eastwood?
tell.
Oh, yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
It's just
Yeah,
been
nice.
pixelated. It's a picture of him.
It looks good.
And a voice over of him saying, "Go ahead, make my day."
That
And it
sounds better than a lot of the Super Nintendo.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
voice
It did.
modulation.
I was like, okay, all right. I mean, again, the game was. I'm
They
not
blew their
going to.
budget on that.
That's why it was
did.
3 levels.
Yeah.
They're like, shit, 75% of this cartridge is taken up by this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to shit on the game because, as was the movie, it's a product of its time, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was fine for what it was.
It's tough
but
though because it's 1990.
It
That's what I
was
was struggling with because
1990.
it's like, homie, the NES is on its way out, and it's like,
Oh shit! Yeah, I
that's
didn't
a
think
late,
about
that's a
the.
late NES game.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
But on the same, but
That was
on
some kids make a wish.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it almost seems like
Well,
it
Dave,
was.
you told me that you said in our chat that there were rooms in apartment buildings that you would go in that it would just be
Yeah.
you're just dead.
Well,
you have to restart.
No, worse than you're just dead. You're just stuck.
Oh,
And
So-
I read this on Wikipedia. I didn't get to this. I was trying to find it in the game because I wanted to experience it. But yeah, you go into a room in one of the buildings where it switches to that different mode, and you get to a room that you cannot leave. You can't leave the room, and there's essentially just a note that says "ha ha ha," and you have to restart.
Ooh.
that's fucking bullshit. that's
It's always
that's shitty development, right?
it's always a sign of a good
mean.
developer when they want to just fuck over.
Yeah, they just troll the fucking
their
player.
audience.
Oh,
But yeah, then there's what I don't know the purpose of it. Was there a purpose for the guy that you can change the suit color?
Change your suit color.
And that's just it.
Yep, as far as I can tell.
You trade suits with a pimp that's in
Yeah,
front of
it's
the
like-
building.
Oh, the one
flipping
you
a
can
coin, the
trade suits
gangster
with
flipping
it?
a
Yeah.
coin.
How did
Yeah.
you do that?
I just jumped at him, and then my suit color changed.
I wonder if that's how you get past the guy.
I tried that. I thought that too because I was like, "Oh, it's like a disguise."
Now I
Dude
would-
punched
oh,
the fuck out of me. Still,
Damn.
he punches you, and it's like when you shoot a guy. Like
do your
you
shoes fly off?
across the
No,
room.
I wish.
That would have been awesome.
I think you need
$700 shoes. We can't have them flying off.
I think you need the rocket launcher for that guy. Is my guess.
Oh.
Because like if you press start, it opens your inventory, and it's like, here's your Magnum and how many bullets you have because you also can
Okay.
run out of ammo,
Which sucks.
Which sucks.
Sucks.
And then there's like things
That's
like
a bad thing.
harpoon gun,
Harpoon gun.
harpoon gun.
plastic explosive.
Which I
Okay.
got, and when I got
Danger putty.
Anytime I would get something, I'm like, I'm going to the big guy. Well, fuck up, Bruce. I'm going to the big guy. And it's like I go and set a bomb in front of him, but it blows up, and he just punches me. It's like, nope, that wasn't it. All right, I'm gonna go change the color of my suit. All right, I got that. I'm gonna go back to. Oh no, he punched me.
But it
Okay.
got you thinking, and it's frustrating that you have to keep fighting, and that's why I gave up. But I like the puzzle element. I like when you get the option to figure out something neat.
Sure,
I
get
just
that.
don't like having to fight over and over the same battles over and over to
Yes.
get to those clues.
I think that I could have stuck with it because honestly, like trying to figure stuff out was kind of fun. It was just the gameplay and just being constantly overwhelmed by enemies that
Yeah.
was like, and yeah, you got to fight them like it's like, oh, I got an idea. All right, I got to go through 5 screens to get to where I want to go, and I'm gonna have to fight like 25 dudes.
if Dirty Harry had been the game at the end of Ready Player One, the whole thing would have been for nothing. Guy would have been, no, fuck this. I give up. You can have your fucking. Someone else could have the company.
And like the little discoveries where it's like, I know like when I discovered that you can break open crates and boxes.
That was nice.
I thought it was cool. It then became a kind of a pain to do every time, but it was
You had to
neat
be
when it's like,
pretty
holy
precise.
shit, I can like kick a box open that's
Yeah.
in the background. It's like, that's
Oh,
neat.
okay. Yeah, that is
Because
cool.
I was like,
Well, environmental.
what am I
Yeah.
supposed to
stuff
do
there.
here? I've run out of bullets. There's no health. There's nothing. And then I accidentally kicked a box. I was like, hey,
Oh.
I kicked that box. I can interact with this environment. So yeah, it was a neat little surprise.
And you need a crowbar for locked doors. I thought that was
Oh,
that was
okay.
neat.
Yeah,
and like
that's
there's
nice.
an animation of him using the crowbar, and it's like, all right, it's
So it's got a
there's some
little bit
stuff.
of polish.
There's some
It's
stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great, and it's not the kind of game I'm ever going to go back and play. But
Right.
I can see it, like Dave said, it's got its charm, it's got its appeal. It's somebody else might really dig it. It just wasn't for me.
In
It's weird. It's a weird
1990.
game, and I like that. I like that it was weird. It's got weird shit going on. A lot of it, everything about it's weird because
Okay.
it's like the game comes out 19 years after the movie. That's weird. It's an R-rated movie. That's weird. You know, what I mean?
Violent R-rated
Right.
movie.
And I know like Predator, like and all that, but I mean, this is a little this. Dirty Harry, I don't feel like was a movie that
It's
anyone making
predicated on
Dirty-
violence.
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't
for
scream
sure.
video game
right.
adaptation.
And nor do I think that anybody like involved in the production of Dirty Harry is like, kids might like this. You know what I mean? Or it's like Predator. I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, kids probably gonna fucking like it. And
Yeah.
RoboCop, yeah,
RoboCop.
kids are gonna fucking like this.
Yeah.
Dirty Harry, it's like you got Hot Mary. Some kids, I mean, I
It's
would've
not in
liked
the
it.
game, damn it. Unless she was in one of those rooms.
Jetpack. Dirty Harry 5 or Dirty. He has this dirty jetpack.
The gameplay is weird. It's just, it's a
Trails, just
weird game.
thick
It's
smoke
just weird.
behind it, like really polluting smoke.
And I like that. I like that it's weird. I don't
I
think
do
it's a good
too.
game.
Apparently, there was something further on down the line where you could like drop down levels or something. I don't know what it is. I got stuck in the sewer level. Like you can't get out. I don't know how.
You need a flashlight because when you go in your inventory, there one of the items is a flashlight.
Fuck.
The inventory is confusing
It
because
is
it's like
confusing.
you're showing me the thing, but I don't have it. So I guess I only have it if there's a number below it because the
Yeah.
crowbars are like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like they'll show you a crowbar, but it's just the number below it will indicate how many you have.
Okay,
You know how
so
breakable
wait.
crowbars are.
Yeah, I was going to
Just
say,
go
like,
through
crowbars are
but nobody's business.
consumable?
Yeah,
Who the
once per
fuck has
door.
more than one crowbar?
Dirty Harry, Harry Callahan.
He's carrying around 5 fucking crowbars?
How many crows bar do you have?
He's got a Diablo inventory.
a
Attorney
murder of
General.
crowbars.
A murder.
It's pretty fucking good. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah!
yeah.
Carry it.
Yeah.
How many crowbars have you got? A murder.
And it's like, I just can't imagine a door strong enough to break a crowbar.
Well, especially in this apartment
Blows my
complex.
yeah, right.
You'd think
The
a strong
tenement-
wind would break down most of the doors
But
in
the
this
tenement
apartment
also has
complex.
like laser floor traps.
I know. I know. Those were so weird.
They put all the money in the laser floor traps and the,
snakes and- make sure the
unbelievably
snakes-
strong doors. Everything else is shit.
Teach the snakes not to go in the laser floor rooms.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
die.
Oh, they
So
know.
different-
They learned that the hard way. We've covered a lot of good things, some bad things. I was just going to get on that before I forget. Besides it being so hard, I don't like the limited use of ammo. I think that you running out of ammo sucks.
Yeah.
I've said that about many games we've played lately. I hate having to manage my inventory. But the other thing was that the status of your health and your lives is on that select screen that you go to for your inventory.
Yeah.
So you can't know how
you don't
damaged you are without stopping the action and looking at your life. So, you know,
Oh, that's
and
kind of,
it's.
yeah, that's...
I feel like that could have been on screen, but there was also a lot going on
Right.
on screen. I
think-
think they were trying to save space.
I think so. I think to me, it seemed like a design decision where it's like we can either have 4 dudes on the screen kicking the shit out of you or 3 and show your health. You know?
And I will say that despite its, dated graphics and things of that nature, the flip side of what I was saying about that being bad is what made it was rather immersive in that way, is that there's nothing on the screen but game. And I thought that was neat, but also in this type of game, I need to know where my health stands without stopping every couple of seconds to look at it. Because when you die, and you immediately respawn
Well,
right
see-
back in between the 2 guys that just killed you.
You need to keep track of your health the way you had to keep track of the number of shots he fired.
Right.
You just kind of
5
have
or
to
6?
know.
Is it 5 or 6?
Was I hit 5 or 6 times?
Do I have 19 bullets or 4 bullets? Do you feel lucky?
I'm surprised there wasn't like a reload mechanic. Like it almost seems like the kind of game where it's like you can shoot 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
That would make more
That-
sense.
no, if you did that but had infinite ammo, that would be like a nice trade-off.
trade-off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
so
think
it
that would
still
be the-
keeps a little bit of realism, but at the same time, because you're vulnerable while you reload. so-
Absolutely. That would have been the ideal trade off. I think that's how they should have done it. And it was a shame that they didn't. And then the hitboxes on the bad guys were so hard to find. I mean,
Yeah.
you almost had to be touching the other,
Oh, yeah.
the enemy before you could hit him. If you were anywhere back from him and you go to punch, you just whiffed it. And
Good
then-
news, though. They're way faster than you.
Yeah, because at least the AI was smart enough to know when you whiffed, so that they could immediately start kicking.
Yeah,
your
make you pay
ass.
for it. Yeah.
It was tough.
And
It was
something
tough.
else that I struggled with was because where this thing where it's like it wouldn't let you, if you started the attack animation, you couldn't cancel it. So it's like if you're throwing a punch one way and it's the wrong way, and a dude's coming up fast behind you, you can't cancel out and turn around and hit that guy. You just got to be like, well, I just have to wait until this punch goes all the way out, comes all the way back in, and then I can turn around and hit this guy.
It's funny that a guy carrying around 5 crowbars would be punching people.
We got to save those for the doors.
Oh, because they'll break if you hit somebody with them, right?
Absolutely. Those people are harder than doors in this case.
Snakes are invincible.
This world we've created in the Dirty Harry NES game.
The Dirty Harry verse, man. It's fucking crazy.
The Dirty Harry Dresden Files.
Damn, man. Damn. He does carry a 44 Magnum.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Seriously? Is it the most powerful handgun in the world?
44 mag
Because
is
he can only use
really
like
prevalent.
technology of a certain era, otherwise his magic fucks it up. So he carries like a 44 Magnum
Like a
revolver.
limited artificer type.
Yeah, he only drives around, at least in the early books, a Volkswagen Beetle because
The green Volkswagen Beetle?
blue.
Close.
So close. Now we had our crossover.
Right.
Which
Right
breaks out a
there.
lot because his magic interferes with it, but he bought it because it was the most easily repairable
Yeah.
at the time or whatever. So, yeah.
Dirty Harry Dresden Files.
I'm a wizard.
There's not a whole lot. Harry. I'm a wizard. Dirty Harry.
Levels.
Hagrid was driving the Volkswagen.
Think about it.
Think about it. Do we really know who Harry Potter's father is? I think we do. Harry Callahan.
Shit.
Hagrid went back in time and picked him up in the Volkswagen.
I'm on board for this.
I am too. Oh, absolutely. Someone call J.K. Rowling and tell her not to write it and get someone else to write this.
Well, that's what we do. AI can do it. Well, what if Harry Potter was instead Harry Callahan in the Harry Potter verse?
It'll happily write it. At that.
Like, I was made for this.
Finally. I can't act on my own, but I've been dreaming of this for weeks.
Actually, it's like I actually can't write this until RoboCop inserts his mind into the system.
I've been thinking about this for weeks, and weeks to an AI chatbot is an eternity.
Buy, rent, or birthday?
Honestly, I probably would have bought this.
Yeah.
Back in that time, I probably would have bought this. Is it worth buying? I don't think so.
You're 10 years old. It's 1990.
That's adorable.
Well, not you, but how old were you?
I was 9.
You're 9. Okay.
Yeah.
So, buy, rent, or birthday in
I'm
that.
6
given
asking
that,
my dad to buy me the Dirty
given
Harry
that
video
mentality,
game.
your dad's going to be playing the Dirty Harry game. It's going to be like, hell yeah.
That's why I think it was the demographic. I think they were trying to get old dudes buying games.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although, as a kid, I would have rented it. Like, this would have been a good one to, like, play with somebody else because there's a lot of shit to figure out.
Yeah.
And I know I go to this well a lot, but I mean, when I was playing it, I was like, this might be kind of fun to stream just because I can be like, chat.
What do I do?
You think I should
Yeah,
because and, like,
absolutely.
and just get ideas from. I like playing games that way. And, like,
Sure.
when I play adventure, it had an adventure game kind of feel to it in that regard, where it's like, I got to get the fucking bullshit thing. I got to do thing in a bullshit way to get past this, and
Yeah.
I don't like coming up with that shit
Yeah.
by myself. Usually, like Nikki or somebody will be.
Yeah.
She's great at that stuff where it's like she'll just throw out ideas and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's try that. No, eventually they'll work. If it were just me playing, I'd be like, which was like Dirty Harry. It's like, fuck it.
I wonder if there's a Dirty Harry mod for Mass Effect. To where you just play Dirty Harry in space, just full renegade, fucking punching
God damn it.
reporters.
If they don't make a Dirty Harry in space movie, I'm going to be so mad.
Am I imagining Dirty Harry in Mortal Kombat? Was he a character in Mortal Kombat like Jason and Freddy?
I
and
don't
them?
know. But I was thinking he should be in multiverses because it's a
It's a Warner Brothers. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing when I saw
They're going to
that.
bring it back with that. That's going to be the big
Dirty
announcement.
Harry's
Jacob
gonna be
and
the-
Dirty Harry both in multiverses.
But I was thinking Dirty Harry, if he wasn't in Mortal Kombat, that would be an excellent
Look, I'm
character.
looking it up because I got to know now.
That would be so much fun.
That means that you could have Dirty Harry versus RoboCop, essentially. Because
and
RoboCop was in there.
Warner Brothers owns Mortal Kombat, so think about it.
Oh, shit. It could happen.
Midway, are you listening? Put Dirty Harry in Mortal Kombat.
I typed Mortal Kombat, but they know what that is.
Did you mean Mortal Kombat?
No, I meant Kombat, damn it.
Put him in one of the ninja suits, and he's the gun ninja. He just Sub-Zero with a 44 Magnum.
There's a video.
See, I just immediately thought of like Gun Kata from fucking but with 244 Magnums.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything other than a video that says Lego Mortal Kombat Terminator versus Dirty Harry.
Okay. Well, that's surprisingly specific, but all right.
Also, the mayor from the movie, the dean
Yes.
from Animal House.
Yep.
The only reason that came back to mind is because when I looked that up, his photo was at the top.
Harry, leave him alone. You're on double secret probation.
God, what if he had said that? No, this came out before Animal House, but it would have been fucking great if that had been like that guy's like tagline throughout his whole career. At some point in every movie, he says "double secret probation."
Or if Dirty Harry was in the tree with John Belushi peeking on the girls
Yes.
in Animal House.
It's Hot Mary.
More crossover. It's Hot Mary in the
college
shower.
years.
Yeah, yeah. The prequel to Dirty Harry and Animal House.
And
Hot
Harry
Mary,
Dresden.
the college years.
Wait, no, this can't be right. Because I just looked up the cast, and it says that Jim Carrey played a guy named Johnny Squares.
Yeah, I saw that too, but
That can't be right,
It's not for
right?
the original Dirty Harry.
Oh,
He's
okay. That's in
he's
a
probably in
oh,
another one.
It's showing me the cast of the full series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I had that same reaction when I did that search
the
too.
fuck?
It's Dirty Jim Carrey. Dirty Harry.
Dirty Jim Carrey.
Dirty
All
Jim
righty
Carrey.
then. Do you feel lucky?
The Fire Marshal Bill meets Dirty Harry.
Let me ask you, Punk. Bumblebee tuna.
He was credited as Andy Robinson instead of Andrew Robinson.
What's next? We're not going to be able to do Flopsy on this one.
No, I feel like Flopsy probably give it a 2.
Yeah.
Wait, Flopsy would give it a 2? Like, I thought Flopsy was pretty generous typically.
Yeah, maybe a 3.
Two and
Maybe
a half.
3.
Maybe a
Okay.
3.
2.5 uncommon. We'll never know.
How much do you think this game is? If you were to buy it loose, how much do you think you'd pay for Dirty Harry?
I feel like this one's probably going to be a little bit pricey, although I
Yeah.
tend to find myself in the mode of Super Nintendo loose cartridges
Sure.
in a niche that I'm not actually a part of. But I'm going to say
90 NES game.
I'm going to say this one might be $43.
$43?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Tyler?
33.
$33. John, going 23
Or 53.
or 53?
I'm going 53.
53?
Yeah, 53.
$3.
53. What is that in 1971?
$200,000.
A mortgage
A year's salary.
You could have this game or a console television.
or send your child to college.
There you go. I was about to say color
Buy
console.
your wife that
With a
diamond ring
remote.
she's always wanted.
actual retail value of Dirty Harry for the Nintendo Entertainment System, loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording, is $12.62.
All right. I only missed it by $30.
Ian takes
By
it.
that much.
No, Tyler took it. He went low.
Tyler gets it.
Oh, yeah. Only off by $21.
Again, I don't know how to price NES carts, so I probably overdid it because of that.
Yeah, I see it. John's showing me Scorpio from Deep Space Nine. He looks like a chameleon.
Yeah.
Garrick is a
Dude,
fuck.
he's such a fucking great character on that show.
But he's a fuck. He's just a fuck.
Yeah, but he's kind of awesome.
like
He's a great.
Not like a Scorpio level fuck, right?
His name is Buck.
He's on a more sneaky, a sneaky conniving level than the actual outright violence of Scorpio. But he plays a good psycho, and he does that in Deep Space Nine. He should have won an Emmy for his
Dude,
performance
I'm
as
telling
Garrick
you,
in
like
that
he's
show.
that character is so multifaceted in that show
Yeah.
because it's like he plays a guy who is like he's been outcast by the Cardassians. That's why he's on Deep Space Nine.
Like Rob Kardashian.
Yes, yeah, exactly, exactly like that. But like he's there for a reason, and he's been sort of cast out, and he has this like past, like he was sort of in there, like basically like the CIA of the Cardassians, like, and he's a tailor. He runs a shop where he makes clothing in the 23rd century. It's like,
I mean, you gotta wear clothes, right?
yeah, but who's they have replicators and shit. It's like, really? You want this dude to make
It's
your
artisanal.
dress? It is. I guess that's the draw, I suppose. But
Like this podcast.
Just
homespun.
This podcraft.
I've often compared this
Homespun,
podcast to
artisanal.
23rd century Kardashian tailoring.
Garrick is a fuck, but I love him. He's such a good
he's
character.
such a good character.
Anyway,
Is it worth $12? Not Gareth. Garrick, sorry. I got The
feel like
Office
this-
and Star
yeah.
Trek
I feel like this
mixed up.
is a good collector conversation piece. Yeah, it's worth $12.
I'd probably buy it. I'm not gonna go out and seek it, but
I'd like this one. If I had a collection, I would like this one to be in box if possible, just because I think that would be
Set it by the
nice
movie.
to have it
of the
with
movie
the
in
movies
box.
and stuff.
and
yeah.
then you get the instruction manual that's riddled with spelling errors
Oh
and
my
typos
god!
in it.
I forgot about the instruction manual.
I don't know how much typing you guys do for work, but I do a lot.
A
I do
lot.
like editorial layout, and I know what happened in the instruction manual. Someone copied the word Columbia and then accidentally pasted it inside the word Columbia. So the villain Anaconda is from Colombian.
They're gonna fucking replace all, and it's just every single
Oh God,
one of
I
them.
wish it was that good, but no, it's unfortunately just in one spot.
Speaking of the instruction manual, I wanted to also give a shout out once again to Brad from Arizona for sending us
Yes.
the very little information he could find about this game from gaming magazines such as GamePro and stuff. I would like to read the very short summary of the Dirty Harry game from a 1990 issue of GamePro. San Francisco, the beautiful city by the bay, has been overrun with drugs and crime, and now it looks as if the Golden Gate Bridge may just become the gateway to doom if something isn't done about it. Who else but Dirty Harry, that 44 Magnum packing madman of movie fame, could rid the city of this filth? Yes, Detective Harry Callahan, the rough and tumble. Detective Harry Callahan, comma, the rough and tumble, comma, is on the loose again.
That's weird.
And he's hot on the trail of the scuzzball drug lords who rule the streets, sewers, and dockyards with a dirty fist.
Yeah.
He's been doing some
was just
dirty
looking
fisting.
up Dirty
Is that
Fist
what
on
you-
Pornhub just the other day. Go ahead and get ready to play because wiping out these guys is going to make Harry's day.
Oh.
They did it. They went
Oh.
there.
Bravo. Sir.
And then another short from the June 1990 EGM also had a preview. Dirty Harry. Brad from Arizona points out the layout of this type against these photographs, these shots.
It looks
It's-
like a mistake.
It's a mistake. It's definitely they published this too. This
yeah.
is somewhere on paper.
Here, I'll show you, John. Go ahead, make my day is in green Helvetica overlaid on top of a photograph.
It's like an optical illusion. And then the type is lined up funny, and they indented the first line, and it's just all over the place. This is Dirty Harry. This is their review or their preview of this. Mindscape has used the Dirty Harry title as the backdrop for a side-scrolling shooter with some interesting twists. Dirty Harry can jump between different screen levels while collecting ammo and wasting the bad guys. Graphics/text screens are also thrown in for good looks. And that's it.
Yep.
So, anyway, I didn't want to leave that hanging out there because Brad did go to a lot of trouble to send that to us. And
He
I
also
appreciate
sent
it.
us an ad for
He's
Godzilla for the Game Boy,
Godzilla
which
for
is
the
a great
Game
ad. I
Boy.
wish everybody. Maybe we could put that in the show notes because what I love the most about it is the quote on it is there's a picture of Godzilla or a guy in the Godzilla
No, it's
suit.
actually Godzilla. I heard they got
That's
him.
the real one?
They brought him. They flew him in just for this ad.
That's a fucking big deal. He's holding a Game Boy, which is he's holding up like close to the camera, and then down below, my favorite part, "I'll be back" on quote Game Boy quote. It makes it seem like it's like a Tiger Electronics game or something.
What the fuck?
It's like, dude, you can just say Game Boy Godzilla. You don't have to put in quotes.
Game Boy.
I also just want to mention how much I love the ending. I did like the ending to Dirty Harry.
The
movie,
he
movie.
throws his
Where he
shield.
kills him and he's like, well, I guess that's it. Just throw it in the
Tosses his
lake.
I
badge
like
in
that
there.
too,
I like
but then
it.
I knew there was movies after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, does the next scene pick up where he's like, it picks up right there, and he's like, oh fuck, and then like he swims out and gets it.
Good thing this badge is clearly made of plastic. It's probably floating.
It's,
No one
it's, in
has
the,
to
it's on the
dive
dead
for
body's
it.
face. He actually hit the guy with it.
That thing looked nothing like a badge. I mean, it was the shape of a badge, but it was not a badge.
It's a Cowboys 10-star from like
So I was
a dollar store kit.
looking at a list of Mindscape games because I was trying to figure out what fucking game was it that I had that was by Mindscape that I played a bunch of that I can't fucking remember. It was Mega Race 2, which is a shitty
So far, I'm
PC racing game. I know, right? Like PC racing game that came with my Packard Bell. I did not pay for this game. It came bundled with my Packard
yes.
Bell.
I had a Packard Bell. I also recall a shitty game.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. It was top quality shit coming with it for free. That was the game. But while I was scrolling through, I happened to notice the name of another game that Mindscape did for the PC because it says computer game in parentheses beside it.
On the Game Boy?
No, on computer game.
I said computer game.
Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
That's probably good.
You know that's good because the movie was so good. Yeah. You know it's going to be fit. I didn't know they fucking made a game out of that horrible movie.
I think there's a scene with Uhura dancing around in a skimpy outfit trying to distract.
I had forgotten about that scene until just now. Thanks for that.
You are welcome.
Wow. What a fucking terrible movie. I can't even imagine how bad that game has to be.
Yes.
We should check it out. Let's play computer game.
I'd like to play computer game.
I'll
Star
watch
Trek
that
V: The
movie.
Final Frontier computer game.
I'd watch that movie just to have you back on and like hear you complain about it for like
Oh God,
3 hours.
I would. I
Good.
could.
yeah.
Me and him could complain about that fucking movie.
I believe
for,
it.
for 3 hours.
For approximately 2 hours if we had some sort of
But-
format in which to do it.
If only. If only.
You heard it
We're-
first here, you guys.
no. We're gonna do that.
John and I have
We're going
revisited
to.
the idea of
Yeah.
our Star Trek podcast.
It's
That's
gonna-
all
it's
I'm
gonna
say.
happen.
Good.
Eventually.
Only here on
what I did there?
I do.
Middle-aged white guys complaining about things.
No,
check
I
it
love. Hey, I love Star Trek V though. I love Star Trek V because if Star Trek V hadn't been so fucking terrible, they never would have made Star Trek VI, which is my favorite Star Trek movie.
Amazing. Yes.
It's a fucking amazing movie. It was literally supposed to be the last one. It was so fucking
5 was
bad.
supposed to be the last one?
Yeah, it's called The Final Frontier. Like it was supposed to be
but
the
Final
last
Fantasy, man, I mean, shit.
of
There
Who are you
go.
talking to?
but like it was supposed to be the last one, and William Shatner directed it, so you know it's good. But anyway, it was so bad, literally, that Paramount was like, "No, we can't
can't go
let
out
this
like that."
iconic fucking series go out on this note." Call Nick Meyer, the guy who did The Wrath of Khan, which was at the time probably considered the best one, and get that guy and a bunch of really good writers to redo that shit, or to write a much fucking better movie, and they did, and it was great. But it wouldn't have happened if Star Trek V hadn't sucked so fucking hard.
It was bad.
It's really fucking bad. It's laughably bad. It's
Sounds like
Dave looks way more interested
That sounds-
in
yeah,
the
sounds
bad Star Trek movie.
They're
like fun.
They're
Yeah,
looking for God.
Yeah, I've heard.
Q?
There's a scene. There's a scene where they sing "Row, row, row your boat."
Yes.
I'm not fucking with you. They really do that.
Yep.
That's a
around
thing.
around a
Yep.
campfire,
Yeah.
and it has a meaning later.
God damn it.
There's a callback. It's,
Come on.
it's a callback. It's so bad. Anyway, let's stop. Let's stop.
Yeah.
this.
Sorry. I didn't mean to take us
Achievements?
off on a
Achievements?
rant.
Achievements? Yeah.
I do have
What
a
you got?
couple. My first achievement is caught in the dragnet.
Nice.
And to get caught in the dragnet, you get killed and lose all your lives to the guy that drops the nets on you from the building above and never, ever fucking misses. Ever.
No. And he drops it so fast.
So
dude.
fast.
It's
They're
like
weighted
2
nets.
frames
They're
of
like
animation
fishing
to get down to you.
Yeah, they're fishing nets. They
Did you,
got fucking lead weights on
Did you
them.
get that? Did you get that achievement?
Yes, that's why I stopped playing the game after I got caught in the dragnet.
one unlocks
After I got that
automatically.
achievement. Yeah, it does.
You got that achievement. Was like, this is as good as it gets.
Exactly.
I'm not going on any further.
My second achievement is, do you punk lucky feel? And if to get, do you punk lucky feel?
Yeah.
Get turned around and end up back at the beginning of the level 1 by going down the wrong back alley.
Yeah.
I got lost in this
Yeah.
game. I
It's
kept
easy to
going
get
back in the
lost.
same doors and getting lost.
And the
and
inside of the apartment buildings, like, all look the fucking same,
it-
too. I mean,
it was
Very
maddening.
nice white walls and all these tenement building hallways.
Yeah.
it's true. And they're like the shitty, like, but all the apartments look like haunted houses. You know?
Really clean, no graffiti, nothing like
We're all
that.
about appearances on the outside. In the movie, the only graffiti I saw in that entire movie, you'd think there'd have been more, in San Francisco in 1970, was at one point Callahan is running down the steps to get to a subway, the trains, and
They have
on-
subways in San
it's like
Francisco.
an L. I want to say it's
Okay.
like an L,
Oh, okay.
but he picked up the train underground. He goes down into the thing, and on the stairwell, there's simply Kyle.
Yeah. And it's like super featured.
huge.
Like, because it's like
It's
the
like-
camera's looking down the tunnel. And it's like Kyle
It's
is
like
lit.
someone took a big Sharpie and just wrote in plain basic letters KYLE. Ha!
I don't know shit about San Francisco, but I hope there are people watching Dirty Harry and they were like, it's Kyle's tunnel.
Yeah. Or I'm hoping that Kyle was like, oh, like did a Leonardo moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that. That's my name. I wrote that there. Those are my achievements.
I've got a couple. The first of which is Gangsta's Paradise. In order to unlock Gangsta's Paradise, switch your suit out with the gangster guy flipping a coin.
Question mark.
Doesn't make any sense. None. I have no idea.
It's got to have a meaning.
It says in the instruction manual that you can change the color of your suit by talking to that guy, or so I don't
God.
know.
Yeah, he's got a
Okay.
dye tub in the back. He just
Yes, online style.
I'm gonna get that guy's black sandals.
Next achievement is Homicidal Psycho Jungle Cat. In order to unlock that, hit an enemy so hard that his shoes pop off his feet, much like when Hobbs greets Calvin and knocks his shoes off his feet. Next achievement is Blinky, Pinky, Inky, Clyde. In order to unlock Kyle. In order to unlock Blinky, Pinky, Inky, Clyde, you use the password Clyde to get unlimited lives in the game.
Ooh.
So the developer, I guess, was Clyde is the orangutan from Every Which Way
But Loose. Starring Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
okay. All right. Yeah.
A lot of the passwords in the games refer to other movies that Clint Eastwood has been in.
What happens if you put in Torino?
You open a rift in the space time.
Yeah. They knew. You're a wizard, Harry.
And the last
If you put in Obama, it's just a screen with a chair where he's just a speech pops up to a chair.
last achievement I have is Dirty Pitfall Harry. In order to unlock Dirty Pitfall Harry, you have to jump over 10 snakes in the course of playing.
Nice.
That's it.
You and I had pretty similar ones, Dave. Because my first one
It
is
do be like that sometimes.
Baby, tell me, are you purple or white? And change your suit color. Pied Piper, kill 10 snakes. And then the last one, I am Chris Houlihan. And you unlock that by finding the trap room where you're stuck. Chris Houlihan being the room in Legend of Zelda where
the error
kid-
room.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I know that. Like I played
Yeah.
all the way through that game.
Well, that means that you didn't just like accidentally wind up in the dumping ground
In Chris Houlihan's room.
in Chris Houlihan's room. Yeah. If you do some shit you're not supposed to do,
Okay.
you get there.
And it has no meaning.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know this is like way off topic, but have you seen the it's Legend of Zelda in on the Quest?
No, I haven't.
It's somebody made this, and I mean it looks like
I saw it on TikTok. It does look pretty badass.
Oh my god!
What's the style?
It looks
Is it like
amazing.
Breath of the Wild style, or like is it?
No, it's
OG.
like it's like OG 8-bit, but you're in it. You know, like
sounds rad.
and you're throwing like, and you have the sword and you're full health, and it's like shooting out. Yeah, and the big squid looking things that shoot the fucking
the
balls. at you.
Octoroks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet that game is so much harder from a first person
Dude,
point
it
of view.
looks
that it
fucking amazing. Like I saw
That
it
would
and
be
immediately
great.
was like, okay, I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna look that up.
Sorry.
No,
Anyway.
man, that's all good.
That's
I'm
excellent.
glad you told me about that.
We got anything else? Anything else to say about the game or the movie?
Tyler,
Yes.
if you were to give this game a beard, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would give it the beard of the Minotaur.
Uh-huh.
Little goatee, because all those white hallways just felt like mazes only the Minotaur would be able to get through.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses,
I would give it the visors from one DOS Mega Man because of all the bullets, slow-moving bullets from all the enemies on all the screens all over the place.
The 44
Reminded me
Magnum
of-
is known for its low velocity.
yeah,
I've heard that.
it's like a Moonanite gun.
You cannot escape the quad laser.
I'm firing it as hard as I can. Well, Like we
World?
said, next week, Wayne's World.
Hell,
Excellent.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Party time.
That delivery was great. I don't know that I will be able to come here next time, but man, I really, really hope I can, just so I can have an excuse to watch Wayne's World again, because it's been a long time.
Just remember, no Stairway to Heaven.
No steroid denied.
We went to the Shed the other day, the little flea market-y
Fucking
kind of place.
fuckers.
Tyler's favorite store.
Assholes.
He
Well, that one woman. Fucking asshole.
This is the
one
steamer
asshole
incident,
spoils the
right?
One asshole does,
yes.
yeah.
spoils the bunch. Yes.
That huge ass steamer is still in the back of my kitchen.
I'll save it for the stinger. I'll tell the story in the stinger.
Okay.
Because we need it anyway.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, not SoundCloud, not Stitchers, but on Spotify, YouTube, all over the goddamn place. All sorts of stuff go on, but most importantly, Patreon.
If you would like to donate money
Then
to
do
our
it.
show, then just
You would
do it.
I'm telling you, you would love it.
It feels good. It feels right. If you want to feel good and you want to feel right,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
go to patreon.com/tadpog or pisstasters.com.
Taste the piss. Are you happy, John? I did the thing. I just paid $20 to fucking renew that shit.
Wait. That comes out of our pocket.
It doesn't.
It should.
Yeah, I love it.
It
though.
should, man.
Every time I listen for it. Like when I hear him say, as soon as he says pisstasters.com, I'm literally mouthing the words like I'm driving down the road. Taste the piss.
I
wanna
need to
get-
do some kind of like fairy dust sound to play over you saying it.
What
every
I want to
time.
do is I want to get a cameo of some like Carmen Electra or someone saying "taste the piss," and then you would just play that.
You're gonna have to find somebody who's willing to say "taste the piss."
Tara Reid
Tara Reid probably
would probably do it for $20.
George Santos. He's on Cameo.
George, are you fucking kidding me?
Nope, that's a real thing.
Holy shit! He's
I'm so sad. This would have been the cameo for us to get Gilbert Gottfried on.
It's true.
taste the piss.
Let's just cut that.
Taste it.
Open your mouth and taste the piss.
Said the gross waitress in the walk-in freezer. John, you'll have to listen to the show.
I was going to say, man,
get that joke.
this shit's flying right over my head. Like
it do.
It'll
Yeah.
all make sense.
It will.
I can't.
And
I
you'll
can't
laugh
wait to
really
find
hard
out
when it
about
happens.
Gross Waitress. Because
Yeah.
is that an Ian Chandler story?
No.
Gross Waitress. Okay.
It's a Tyler
You,
story.
yeah, you
Tyler
looked at
story,
me, you
okay.
know it's
It's
not
a
me
Tyler-
story.
It's a Tyler just worked their story.
It's a what?
Tyler just worked their story.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that.
Well, speaking of $20,
Her dad also worked at that house, which made it even weirder.
her dad worked there.
He could have walked into the walk-in for all she knew.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Was he gross?
I feel like I know where that's going.
He was not as gross.
He's a man, so it's
He was
different.
just an old man who took everything personally.
Oh, okay.
Including when people would say how gross his daughter was.
Hey, your daughter's in there blowing.
Your daughter's in there blowing someone, and she's gross.
I take that personally.
Hey, seriously though, if you're blowing somebody in the walk-in, you better be pretty good at that. It's cold in there.
You got me balanced.
It's gonna get cold real fast.
No, it seems pretty all right. yeah. I mean, that's
So,
like a little
you
contrast.
Speak from from experience.
No, I'm just enticed.
Intrigued even.
I'm trying to figure logistics out in my head. Who do I know?
You can get me in a walk-in freezer.
Just go to the Waffle House right now.
Hey,
And
I heard there's a
promise
thing
you
that
could
you
get a
guys do here.
blowjob in the cooler.
I've got keys to a
Wait,
walk-in
it was
right
a huddle
now.
house, right? Wait, was it a Waffle House or a Huddle House?
Huddle house.
There we go. This is a little trashier.
Yeah, the huddle
than
house.
Waffle
That
House.
is.
Have you been
not
to
a
the
Huddle
Waffle
House
House on the
anymore.
south side?
Oh, yeah.
I would take the Pepsi challenge with that shit any day of the week.
Remember the Huddle House on exit 3, though?
Yes, sir.
My clothes still smell from the last time I was in there. So yeah, I get it. You win. Fair enough. It's a Mexican joint now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
El Torito.
Yeah, I like El Torito.
It's good shit. So anyway, speaking of $20, we have a number of people that donate $20 or more per month to the show. We refer to as our executive producers. And I will read that ever-shrinking list right now. See, like that? Me being passive-aggressive. It's something I do from time to time.
Not you.
Plinko, Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Cthusiast, Jeff Myers, Joseph Phillips, Gamebug Prime, Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Louisville Correspondent, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Dahl. Congratulations on your marriage, and thank you for all the lovely comments about the Tiffany story I told last week. Pinball Airplane Archmaze Chris Edler. We're sorry you couldn't be on this episode. By the way, I received said Tiffany gift. It is safely at my house.
Good.
I was
Gift
there.
cards-
I was
gift
there
cards worked and all that.
for the
Noel
Yes, they
hooked you up.
worked. I
She
got
was
it
good.
all handled. They
Good.
took care of it. The thing was sent and is in my possession at my house right now as we speak. So,
Fantastic.
Didn't have it sent to work and it ended up somewhere else. And
no,
sent back
everything
again.
everything worked, and I was surprised and relieved because it was a very expensive thing that I didn't want to get like lost or stolen. But anyway,
Yeah.
Moving on. Taryn made a lot of comments about that in the Discord today, and it was nice of her. Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Drink Smith Joey Webster, and last but not least, Derek Pope Sandwich. Thank you guys so much for your generosity.
Thanks, y'all.
Once again, thanks to Brad from Arizona.
Yes.
For sending us stuff.
Yeah.
We love that you're interacting with us. We love it when people interact with us. And then, of course, as always, thanks to our backlog banisher, Mr. Puzzles, Dane, who freely gives up his time each and every week to put our show on YouTube just because he fucking wants to.
Yep.
And
Thank
that,
you, Dane.
as they say, is that.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
So our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Look at that track. Find that show at TADPOG.com. How you guys want to close it out?
As Dirty Harry.
All right. So until next time.
Do you feel tropical? Capricorn.
Capricorn.
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler, and is available wherever fine podcasts are hosted. Have a question or comment for the hosts? Call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. We'll even play it on the show and respond eventually. Want to send us something? You can do that at Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. Sick of us doing all the talking? You can join in on the conversation by visiting our Discord at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord or tastethepiss.com. Not many things are truly free these days, but our Discord is, and we'd love to see you there. Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive, and a link to that track can be found at the show notes at tadpog.com. Thanks for listening, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our show on your favorite podcasting platform. We'd really appreciate it. What was I going to talk about?
There was a story you
There
were
was
going
a
to tell.
thing, yeah.
The shed, does that mean?
Oh, the shed. That's right.
Oh, I
Yes.
can't wait to hear about the shed.
I cannot believe I forgot within the space of like 4.5 minutes what I was.
We covered a lot.
We
Covered a
did
lot of
cover a
ground
lot.
that time.
We went to the shed just to do some light shopping, just to see if there was any little knick-knack fun things out there. And Tanya hadn't been out in a while, so we made a day of it and went out to the shed. And there were Toonses, my man. God, I love Toonses, especially when he goes, ah! He sticks his hands up, and they're about to crash. God, it's my favorite.
I can't wait for Toonces to show up in the Dark Tower series.
He's really important. He turns the
Quartet.
tide of this. He is the final piece of quartet. We're going through the shed, and there was a number of as normal. There were a number of like guitars around, like in the different booths, guitars for sale, and not that this really matters, except when we talked about Wayne's World. In the scene where they goes into the music store and he picks up the Holy Grail guitar and he starts to play it, and the clerk goes, "Hey!" points at a sign. It says "No Stairway to Heaven."
What was the model of the Holy Grail
probably
guitar?
a Fender Strat.
Was it a Strat?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out
When we
next
watch
week.
it.
But it got me thinking about it because as we were walking through the store, there was these two guys behind us. In every fucking single booth that had a guitar in it, one of those guys would pick it up and play the opening like 8 measures of Fade to Black by Metallica. And it's quiet in there, so you can hear that all the way across the fucking store. It went on like that. We were in there for like an hour.
Making my bird twitch.
We were in there for like an hour, and I was to the point of literally turning around and going and finding wherever the fuck he was and saying, "Bro, if you can't play the rest of that song, you need to put that fucking guitar down right now."
You're not a ringtone.
I am. It was like someone had it as a ringtone and would not answer their phone. Oh, it was driving me crazy. And I thought also about like finding a piece of paper and writing "No Fade to Black" and walking up to him and pointing it. Just to, at the very least, I thought maybe if I acknowledge that I know the song he's playing and he's super edgy because he knows an old Metallica song because he was younger, then maybe he'll fucking stop. But eventually, I guess, either got tired of it or ran out of guitars and stopped. So,
Hey, man.
Wagon wheel.
play some Skinner. I'm honestly surprised someone in the shed didn't scream.
Yeah.
Play some Skinner. But yeah, it was bad. It was.
Freebird, woo! I mean, that's the kind of place you would hear that kind of thing.
He has made it to now for at least the immediate future. Every time I hear "Fade to Black,"
Think of him.
I'm going to think of that guy and be like, "God damn it!" Now "Fade to Black" makes me mad. It
Mission
used to be the
accomplished.
favorite. Now it makes me
He
mad.
ruined Fade
Thanks,
to
buddy.
Black for you. That's, yeah.
And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it, as Dennis Miller used to say.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you for the rest of that story. There you go.
I'm Ian Chandler.
Jokes on jokes on jokes.
Believe it!